One.
Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston College.
Welcome to the Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk sitting in for Pat Still here at the Thunderdome, Tuesday, May 16th. Pat's still at home with his baby girl and Sam.
Sports!
Yes, there we go. There's the voices you hear of all the boys. You see Pac-Man Jones right here. Pac, appreciate you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you here on a Tuesday.
How you doing today, man?
You know, I'm good. Long drive here. Dozed off a few times, but I feel pretty good about it. Feel pretty good about it, you know?
Don't be dozing off.
Yeah, the last 30 or 40 minutes, I actually felt really good. It felt really energized because I knew I was coming to see you guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Good,
Boston
good to
Connor.
have you
Good to see you, Boston Connor.
Great to see you.
Ty Schmidt, Tone Diggs.
Good to have you. What?
When Rap Sheet kind of looked in a long, gazing look in your direction.
He doesn't know me. It's fine.
You don't think?
There's a chance. I mean, the first time that he hosted from in here, he 1,000% forgot most of our names.
Yeah,
I know he
any
did
of
for
our
me.
names.
Well, there's a lot going on. I can understand it. Rap Sheet did a great job, but we're going to have Michael Lombardi will be here today sometime probably within the first hour and a half of the show, right?
Ish, yeah.
We'll see what happens. Obviously, Darius Butler will be here too in the third hour. D-Butt obviously bringing great insight, always funny and awesome, so appreciate him. But you know what, Con, let's get to some of the stories. Something that just kind of popped up, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't know if we saw it on the morning shows today with Stephen A. and everybody. What's going on with Davante Adams? I see this. He did an interview with where? Who was it?
The Ringer.
Yeah.
Which is Bill Simmons' situation, right?
Correct.
The Ringer. And Davante is saying a lot. Evie, I don't know if we have some of that we could pop up here on the screen, but I guess the headlines were trying to say Davante. Let's see what's the main
Marin
thing.
Fader, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Okay. And what was the first headline said something, what, Davante is not on board with the direction they're going offensively or something
Doesn't
like that?
see eye to eye with their vision for the offense.
Which that would be Josh McDaniels, right? The head coach.
Exactly, yeah. So Davante clearly has some problems with Josh McDaniels or, pending problems. I think he has an idea of what maybe he sees with Jimmy Garoppolo and maybe what McDaniel sees with Jimmy Garoppolo, and it doesn't look good right now for the Raiders and Davante.
I guess, so when Davante here says, we don't see eye to eye on what we think is best for us right now, like, Pac, what could that be? Because we're sitting here May 16th. They've been there for a month, basically.
So it's still early.
Yeah, they've installed – I mean, there's no way they've installed the whole offense, but I guess did Davante get back there and say, hey, I don't like this path, or like what we're doing with Jimmy G? Like, what could they be doing, you think, that's causing issues?
Only thing I could think about, he's not getting the routes that he want to get. When
not
a guy go in and they say he can't be productive with certain quarterbacks, but he have been productive. Only thing I could think of, you go to practice and the route tree or the offense is not focused on the person that it need to be focused on, which it should be.
Yeah, you're right. Actually.
He's the best receiver.
Yeah, he should be the first option on every play.
Should be the first option every play. If he's not getting double, throw him the fucking ball.
Yeah, so these quotes are interesting. I'm trying to figure out what exactly Davante meant by some of this. It all depends on the style of ball that we play. With Jimmy Garoppolo starting at quarterback, if we play a certain brand of ball, I can get Jimmy to conform to whatever. But if we use him a certain type of way, then it's going to make it tough for us to maximize who we should be this year. What does that mean?
So is that like methodical? Is that kind of like the McDaniels offense with Brady where it was just like first down, and then all of a sudden they're in the red zone and then they maybe take a shot? Or like, because honestly, I don't know what it means, but just because of McDaniels being in New England for so long, that is kind of the offense he ran. Like, it wasn't as many deep balls, but we also never had a receiver like Davante when McDaniels was calling plays.
I was just going to say that when McDaniel was there, it was more of a team offense.
Yeah, exactly.
And that could be what it is. You know, Davante used to get the ball.
He's still good.
Does he feel like he's not going to get the targets that he deserves? Like, that's all it could be. Right?
Or if it's like, looking how Jimmy G played when he was with the Niners and Davante's like, hey, I don't want to just run slants and comebacks all game. But I mean, I don't know. That's it's also like I can get him to conform to whatever, so it doesn't seem like he's really that.
That's what I'm trying to figure out what that really means.
Like that, so
I think that means he can make him look good.
Exactly.
However it's gonna go.
What did he say to you at the Derby? Did he say, I fucking can't do this?
This is news to me. This is news to me. That's everything seemed great at the Derby.
Was there tampering going on?
He was talking about the facilities are beautiful. He's got a nice spot out there. He gets along with the coaches. Like,
they're at the top of that NFLPA list. I'm pretty sure.
I think he said the facilities were legit. Like everything out there, they seem to be doing things the right way. But right now, and what's weird is, so Michael Lombardi, his son is the offensive coordinator, correct?
Yes.
But McDaniels calls the plays.
Exactly.
So you would assume Davante's big issue is with the head coach.
Yeah, 100%.
The guy who's calling the plays, who's installing the offense.
I was kind of talking about the front office. Like, was that the decision to get rid of Derek, who is one of his best friends?
Oh, you think it had something to do with that?
And who targeted him all the time, literally all the time, and decided to go without Derek?
I honestly didn't think about that till right now, but that's a good point. But he didn't put up a stink or say anything. If Davante was going to say, like, obviously he's not scared to speak his mind. Maybe he's coming into his own or whatever, but he didn't say anything when they were getting rid of Derek.
Yeah, and I think it has nothing to do with Jimmy G because Davante, I mean, he had unbelievable games with Jarrett freaking Stidham. Like, it's not as if he had this massive drop-off when they went to the back.
Throws a great deep.
Evie, is there more? Could you scroll to the bottom, the last page of that, if you guys have it? I don't want to put you guys out, but there's some quotes at the end, too, that were interesting to me.
Yes.
Yeah, like, so what else? Okay. In 2022, Adams asked out of the only pro organization he'd been in, okay, blah, blah. I want to see where he's quoted.
Right, Adams is learning a difficult lesson right there. One that can only be grasped with age. Patience, he said.
Patience. Controlling what I can control.
This is like the middle of the article. Let me go down further.
You can keep going a little
Nick's screenshot in there.
Yeah, you can keep going a little bit, but so patience is tough for him. So he's saying, like, hey, I want to win a Super Bowl right now, and he doesn't feel like they're on the path to do that? Is that what this is?
Maybe, but you know,
dang, this is a long article.
Yeah. Is he also saying maybe he doesn't know what to Tony's point about, you know, Derek Carr? Does he not see much of a difference between the two of them? Because it's not as if last year they had the success that he might have been looking for, right? I mean,
Davante still had a monster year, though, didn't he?
Still had a monster year, yep.
But he might see the writing on the wall now, too, where it's like, you know, in Green Bay, like, he was going to the playoffs every year, had a legitimate chance to win a Super Bowl every year, and he had one of the best statistical years of his career last year, and it was like, well, we didn't even make the playoffs. Yeah. And then now on top of it, they're getting rid of, you know, my best friend. It's like, do I really want to be here? But he's also stuck because he signed that massive deal.
Yeah. Okay. So they're talking about him when he's not going to be able to play? Right here, when he says it's going to happen one day, he says before quickly affirming it's not going to happen anytime soon, but it's going to be a day where I have to be real with myself. But he talks about, too, towards the end of this, about playing people, the old moniker, hey, yeah, I didn't get the credit I deserved because Aaron was so good that people said, well, he has Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Now they can't. Davante, I think the last thing one of his last quotes of the whole article says, like, they can't say that anymore.
Yeah. And they can't because he was unbelievable with Derek Carr. And if that's kind of what do you think, is that why he went to Vegas? Is that maybe a thought? Like, okay, I went to Vegas to play with the quarterback. But yeah, he wouldn't go to Vegas just to be like, I'm going to go play.
No, because he wants to win a Super Bowl.
Here it is.
That's what he talks about. Like, he wants to win a Super Bowl. Yeah. So the sentiment that, Aaron's a hell of a quarterback, he says that always frustrated him, didn't address it publicly. So I guess this is probably the first time he's addressing it publicly, huh? Now people can't say that when he's referencing that he's only
because of Aaron Rodgers.
That'll never be the narrative ever again. Okay, he felt vindicated by the All-Pro honor. Wow. It proved that I am me. He says a quarterback doesn't make me. I make me, and I can do it consistently at this level. He's confident.
Oh yeah.
That's why last season meant a lot. He says even if I went out and played like dog shit next year, they can't say it because now I've already proved it throughout the course of a season, played every game, and put together a resume that says I do not need. He pauses. You can erase all the numbers. You can just write in he didn't need Aaron Rodgers.
Whoa.
I'd read that with a dramatic voice.
And you should have.
That was the first time reading that, too.
You think that's the reason he potentially turned down the more money offer to stay with the Packers because he did want to prove himself without Aaron?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I am curious why the whole situation.
I still think it was just because Rodgers was kind of wishy-washy on when he was going to retire, and Davante was like, well, I'm not going to sign a 5-year deal if Rodgers isn't going to be here next year. Like, excuse me. Obviously, he's confident in himself and everything, but like if you're expected to be tied to a guy and then you sign and then you have no idea, like he at least got to choose where he wanted to go and pick his quarterback, you know, when he left. Like if you sign and then Rodgers leaves and retires, like you have no say in that. So even if they get some rookie who stinks, like it doesn't matter how good he is, you know, that certainly when you care about legacy and like all that kind of stuff, that's going to have a drastic impact on the future of your career.
Yeah, and realistically too, like if Rodgers was 90-10 this offseason, then Davante would have had 1 year with him, and then Rodgers would have left. You know, like there was no point for Davante to stay there because of that. Like he wasn't just going to say, okay, I'll play with Aaron, and maybe he'll be here for 4,
Yeah.
or maybe he'll be here for 1 out of 5 of the years that I signed this contract. But that's kind of what is fucking with him now, because he went to the Raiders because Derek Carr was his former roommate, really good friends, really close with him, and he only got 1 year with him.
I know.
And
Could he
now
have signed a
has to-
deal, though, that would have been like, I want a trade clause if I stay here with Aaron and get out of here in 2 years, though? Like,
Ooh.
is
I
that
don't
not a
know.
thing?
That sounds like an NBA
Packers.
contract. Packers,
Yeah.
NFL players
it's
usually-
not that easy in the NFL.
I don't know if anybody. I don't know. I mean, Joey Burrow could try to put that in his deal, maybe. I don't know.
with Jamar.
That doesn't happen too often.
Yeah, I
Where
mean,
it's like, hey, if we suck, I want out of here. I want to find a way where I'm still getting everything I get paid on my guarantees, but then you got to trade me somewhere where I want to go.
I think the
That's not
coach
gonna happen.
wants that too.
Yeah.
Coach would love it too.
Yeah.
Can LaFleur have that too? He feels like Jordan Love isn't as good as he thought he would be. Hey, you guys need to keep me around. Don't fire me. I'm still a good coach, even though Aaron's not here.
Yeah.
This guy isn't who you told me he was.
Trade me to the Niners for Shanahan right now. See what happens.
And I don't think this is no shot at Aaron Rodgers.
No.
But
No, not at all.
This is solely a shot at some article that he probably done read or somebody said, oh, he got great numbers because he's with Aaron Rodgers. And a lot of players say that too. Like, oh, bro, I'm just shooting out if I was another receiver. Oh, if I had Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback, my numbers would be such and such, such and such. So I'm quite sure he done heard it at every Pro Bowl. Guys talking, when we sitting there in the Pro Bowl and having a couple drinks. So this is just him shooting his shots back.
Also, like, nothing against whoever wrote this article, but I'd be interested to see, like, the actual, like, to be a fly on the wall in there, because, like, Davante just doesn't seem like he's very private. He never gives these kind of interviews, so it is kind of weird. That
What was his mind? Was he? He sounds like frustrated in this. In
a little
this
bit,
quote.
for sure. For
So,
sure.
yeah, where did you catch him? Where was he coming from? Yeah, I don't know. It is a lot. I mean, maybe he's just getting older and growing into who he is, I guess.
And it was
he
like a
feels
long
comfortable.
form piece, it was pretty, and it talked about like him first coming in. So I assume he spent a decent amount of time with the author of this, but it does just seem kind of weird that, having never done this prior, all of a sudden he's just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to empty the clip and I'm going to say everything that I've been storing inside of me for the last 10 plus years.
And how long has this been boiling inside, I guess?
At least a couple of years.
And what does McDaniels think? Because McDaniels comes from New England where no one says anything. So it's like this is new territory for him as well as a coach.
Very new territory.
I got to deal. Okay, not only do I have to go talk to this player individual, I'm going to have to answer questions to the media about this, and then it's going to be an ongoing thing. Hey, did you fix this? Did you guys? How's your relationship?
Well, and they already paid him, so it's not like they're talking to a guy who's on his last year of his contract. He might be frustrated because he's performed and not been paid. Like Davante, they traded first round pick for him and a second and a third. Right? They traded multiple picks for him, and they gave him a $125 million contract as a wide receiver.
He's year two. He's in year two of
year
that
two.
deal.
Year two.
He's
of
got
a
some leverage
5-year
right
deal.
now. He's got some power.
Absolutely, but it's almost too late. Like they gave Jimmy G a pretty nice deal too. So it's not as if, okay, if Davante's not happy, let's just get rid of Jimmy G. It is, and to your point about like the Patriot way, or at least where McDaniels and the GM come from in New England, that doesn't happen, and usually when it does happen, something happens to the player. Not in a negative way, but they're usually like, okay, like if you don't want to be here, then maybe they do trade him for 8 first-round picks because he is that good. Yeah. Like maybe he can say this because he is Davante Adams, and no matter what, they know he's going to go put up 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns. But also, it's definitely new for Josh McDaniels.
What if he requested a trade?
That's too much
eventually.
money. Too much money.
Yeah. I mean,
but I'm quite sure one team would love to have him.
Yeah.
They kidding me?
But the Raiders, come on, bro. They'll be throwing rocks at that stadium if they get rid of him.
They have. He's Davante's a monster. I mean, you watch all the clips. I like watching his releases and everything.
It's
Man,
crazy.
he's so good. And that one video we talked about on the show, him telling young receivers, hey, run routes, run full speed routes. Don't be doing, cool, you can do ladder drill and do cones. That looks great on Instagram, but like you want to be a good receiver. Learn how to run routes at full speed and do that in the offseason.
In terms of being frustrated too, like you could see it last year a little bit in his body language, even though he had like such a great year. There was I think it was on Monday Night Football against the Chiefs, where he was
photographer thing. He
exactly,
giving that dust up with that person.
Never doing shit like that before. But like you could kind of tell it was a little bit there, but it was weird because I think everyone assumed it was because Derek Carr didn't have a very good year last year. It wasn't necessarily Josh McDaniels or like Ziegler and how they envisioned the team going forward because. Like we've said, like he had an unbelievable year last year. Like they weren't very good, but it's not like his play dipped at all from his time in Green Bay.
Yeah.
And that Josh McDaniel offense, you got to have a good running game. You got to have a good running game so it can feed off the play action. And it wasn't what it supposed to been last year.
No, I mean, they love the run game, but they hate paying the running backs.
Yeah. They're not going to pay the running backs. Yeah, they got him on a franchise year, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and Josh
Jacobs.
Well, and that's why maybe that could be it.
Yeah,
that Josh McDaniels like, hey, we have the NFL's leading rusher in our backfield. Jimmy, we don't have to throw the ball 35 times a game. If we throw it 20 times a game and you just, take care of the ball, because that was the thing that got Derek Carr benched. Like, hey, if you just take care of the ball, hit your spots, and that would also be the point where Davante's not running all these routes that he wants to. He's just running slants and ins for first downs.
Well, and in terms of you guys, like I don't think it really ever happened with you, but like obviously getting paid, like generational wealth is awesome. But how difficult is it when you go from winning every single year, you're going to be in the playoffs, you're going to have an opportunity to win a championship, do you go to a team and it's like, shit, we're going to have to scratch and claw just to get into the wild card? Like I imagine that's, again, getting paid's nice, but at the end of the day, like you're competing and you want to fucking win.
Yeah, but you know what you sign up for. But when you sign up, they have a chance to be good though. They're a step or two from really being okay.
Well, people were talking about last year before the season. They had all that hype, like, hey, they're gonna compete with the Chiefs for winning this division, and it kind of just never really happened.
You got Max Crosby and Chandler Jones on opposite edges, like rushing the passer. You got some studs on defense too.
Yeah, Tyree Wilson now they got from Texas Tech, and
if Jimmy G can put it together, these guys can win some games.
Well, in offense too, they replaced Waller with Michael Mayer from Notre Dame.
You're right.
They signed Jacoby Myers. They got Renfro. They have Davante Adams.
They should be better.
Yeah, absolutely.
They really need to make sure this Davante relationship is all right there.
Their secondary is always the question.
Yeah. We'll see.
I got them at 6.5 games.
See that feels
their division.
I'm sure they take that as a bit of disrespect. Don't you think?
Their schedule is just like New England.
Here we go.
Murderers Row. They play so many good teams this year.
Yeah.
The AFC West. It's the same exact thing. That's why, like, while we're talking about the team, 6.5 feels so low, and then you run through the schedule, and it's like, Jesus Christ, this is impossible. How the hell are they going to win 6 games?
Well, and they play the AFC East, right? It's like, I mean, they're going to have a very tough schedule again.
Yeah. And, like, the AFC East, from a Patriots fan, their gettable game is New England, but it's Bill Belichick playing a guy that used to play quarterback for his team, guy that he drafted. Like and
McDaniels.
Yeah, and McDaniels. Yeah, it's just one of those things where, yes, the Raiders have a great team on paper. They have guys in the most important positions, minus corner and safety, to Tony's point. But the teams they're playing also have guys at every single position.
Yeah, everyone you're playing has gotten much better as well, and you feel like you've gotten better. You just got to go prove it, and you'll see if Jimmy G can do that. He's healthy now, right?
Yeah, he's healthy, and he knows the offense. So it's not like there are many.
But what is that offense, man? That's the question. Davante might have some issues with that offense.
I think that's exactly what the issue is.
Man, I'm so curious at what made him come out and do this now, and how was it like, hey, they told you going into the offseason, hey, when you get back here, this is like, we're going to do all this, we're going to do that, we're going to implement this stuff. And he gets back and he's been there 3 weeks, and they're like, hey, you're not doing any of the stuff you told me. Is that what's happening?
Well, and I assume that's part of the reason why they got rid of Carr, because it was kind of like a mix and match between what he was doing before McDaniels got there and what McDaniels actually wants to do. And it was like, hey, if he would have lit the world on fire, then obviously they re-sign him. But it's like, you didn't perform as well as we expected you to. We didn't go to the playoffs. We tried it kind of both ways. Like, so you're gone, and we're doing it my way from here on out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch how this all plays out. Like, let's see what McDaniel's first public comments are. He's not used to dealing with stuff like this from players. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be fine. They just, like anything, if someone, you say, oh, how could you say this about a coach, or they'll never get over it. They could talk for 5 minutes in the coach's office, and they'll both be cool.
Oh, yeah, they'll get over it. I've had a heated conversation with the coach and have a conversation with the media about a coach. They all pros. You got to figure a way to get over it.
They need each other.
Kid, this guy got $100 and some million left to get paid. Yeah. You got to figure this out.
Yeah.
This is your second year as a head coach, and only thing I could think of is he must have told Adams something about the offense that was gonna be different, and it ain't different once they've been there the first month.
And it might be the numbers thing. Like, that would make a lot of sense now while we're talking it out. Like, he might have told Davante, like, hey, now that Jimmy's here, We're going to completely switch over to my offense. Your numbers might not be what they were last year and what they've been in your career because we're going to focus on the run game. We're going to focus on holding onto the ball and possessing the ball because that's what killed the Raiders with Derek Carr. And I'm not saying it had nothing to do with Davante, but something like that Rams.
We're not going back and throwing the ball 65 times a game.
The Rams-Raiders game where Baker Mayfield drove down the field at the end of the game to beat him. That was against the Raiders, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and that was 17-16 or something. And the whole entire reason that they didn't win the game is because they couldn't possess on that last possession. They had to punt the ball back. Like that. It feels like
Kenny
that.
had a game-winning drive against him too.
Kenny did. Oh yeah. So it's just one of the, and that was a low-scoring game too. They only scored 12 points or something.
But we know this offense is gonna be different because it ain't finna be throwing the ball 65 times and running the ball. No, it's gonna be running the ball 35 times, throwing the ball 20 to 30 times. You know what I mean? They got a good running game too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like one of the best in the NFL. You can see why he'd be pissed too. It's like, well, you're not paying me $130 million to have 800 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns this year. Like that's not what I do.
Yeah, you better win a lot of games if that's the case. If the numbers are down, you better guarantee we're going to win a lot of these games.
And then it's fine, right?
Yeah, of course. If everyone wants to win, if you got a chance to win, like maybe a coach could tell them, hey, your numbers might not be as gaudy this year, but they'll be there. They'll come, but there might be some games where, hey, like you're going to have to just grind through it. And it's going to be one of those days where we got to run the ball, we got to possess it, and we're not going to get to take a lot of shots to you, but they'll be there. They'll eventually open up, I guess you could tell them. But it's May. They don't feel great about it.
Being a superstar, being selfish to a certain extent, I expect that. It's hard to be at the fucking top and not be a little bit selfish.
I think it's needed for a guy like that. Like, he needs to think, yes, I'm the best player on the unit on the
every
planet.
time.
I'm the best player there is on this planet right now. And so and then you just got to find a way to balance that out to where, hey, yes, you are, but there's 10 other people. Let's find a way to come together and do this thing.
I could hear that. Hey, we're gonna come in here, we're gonna run the ball, but coach, why? Because I think we can win this way. If you throw me the ball every time, I think we can win too.
Yeah. Coach, you see what happens when I get the ball in my hands? You see that? No one can jam me at the line either. So, yeah, let's do it. Man, let's pivot real quick to Peacock. Connor, this is a big deal. You know
Huge deal.
Is it a big deal to other people? I know it's a big deal to us, a program that does a show every single day about sports, about football. But Peacock is getting an exclusive game in Week 16, Bills versus Chargers. Big game, not just some throwaway game.
Yes.
Big game. But then they're also getting a Saturday night wild card playoff game?
Yes, the first week. That Saturday night game. So this year it was Jags-Chargers was the Saturday night playoff game, which was an unbelievable game. The Jags came all the way back.
Is this super wild card weekend?
Yeah,
opening?
bingo.
Yeah, that's
super wild card weekend.
Who'd they take the game from? Who had it before? Or was it just
I thought NBC.
I thought it was NBC.
So it just goes strictly to Peacock, and it's not going to be on big NBC.
Nope.
Exactly. And that's kind of the big deal, I think, from this is just not that it's strictly Peacock, but this probably opens the door for like ESPN Plus and any other streaming service.
So upset.
Yeah, bars are going to be pissed about it probably, but you can still
Can't you
figure
work
out.
out? Can't they work out deals to where bars can show it?
They're gonna have to figure it out anyways because YouTube TV has the NFL, what's it called?
Sunday
ticket package. So they're already gonna have to figure out that.
The bars just got to go to smart TVs.
Yeah, that's all.
Can they do it? Do they have to work out like a deal with them though, with Peacock, like? Because don't bars have to pay extra? Like if they get a pay-per-view fight, they pay thousands.
Yeah,
they don't pay $59.99.
They did the same thing last year. They worked out something with Amazon so they could carry the Thursday night game. So there's definitely something in place where they can go and
every
figure
TV
it out.
from now on is a smart TV, right? If you're getting a new TV, it's a smart TV, right? It has all the apps already preloaded and everything. There's no. Yeah, so moving forward, it should be much easier.
Yeah, it should be. Shout out to Goodell, man, getting the bread. Oh my God, money is going pium 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 pium. NFL's big business, man.
So much more money now.
Yeah,
going forward.
So you can basically, these networks pretty much bid individually on games. It used to be like, a lot of the CBS games are on, the AFC games are on CBS, and the packages are done before the season. Right now, we're like almost bidding in real time, or a couple weeks out. How do they work it out?
I don't know. It was in that Schefter tweet where he kind of talked about the major changes.
Yeah, don't we know right? We know right now who's carrying what games, right? Or do we not?
I don't know.
Now this is where they're going to bid on them and say, hey, ABC or Fox has this one, CBS has this one.
I thought I saw after the schedule release came out, I swore I saw a headline like, yeah, that's a thing, but it's still like Cowboys are on Fox like 10 times. The Chiefs are on CBS.
What did Fox just pay?
It only ended up affecting like 2 or 3 games.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
there's a couple games that were open to, hey, you guys, let's see, these go to the highest bidder.
I saw Chiefs like still had high majority of their games are still on CBS.
Yeah, because Romo and Nance, or I think Nance came out and said like it's very possible that me and Tony do 9 Chiefs games this year.
Oh, okay.
I wonder how much Peacock paid for that spot.
What was it? Because we saw 100. We saw like 110 million. Was that for the Black Friday game though? On 110 million?
I believe so. I would guess playoffs are probably more than that.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Would you double it for a playoff game?
Double it? I'd probably bump it up a few.
Yeah.
What are they paying? What are they paying yearly? Like ESPN?
For how many games?
Yeah, they're paying for 15, 16 games, but it's $1 billion.
Yeah, I think at least.
So I guess maybe 150 million.
I mean,
200
for one game.
But it's the only thing on.
You're right.
Like it's not. They're not competing with anybody.
Yeah, how are they going to? Well, it's on Peacock, so they just want to drive subscriptions. They want people to sign up for the app.
Yeah,
they don't care about selling ads.
So
ESPN
pays the
sell ads too.
$1.9 billion every year for theirs. Fox and CBS both pay about $1 billion per year, and NBC pays $960 million per year for Sunday night.
$1 billion per year just to carry the games.
Yeah, for Sunday. Yeah.
Gosh,
it's absurd. But I mean, that's what
awesome.
NFL
How many
is.
households are watching the games?
So
tons.
They wouldn't be bidding if they weren't making money on it. They wouldn't continue to bid on that because they know that's the number one game on the planet right now is live NFL football. That's what makes all the money.
Wide margin.
The only thing close would be international soccer, right? Soccer overseas somewhere.
But it's not.
I don't think it's. I mean, not in the States. Every year
not in the
they
States,
do.
no. But like, do they get?
I don't.
Would it be equivalent over there, like what the Premier League or whatever?
I don't know.
Viewership.
There's so many more teams. Like
That's
there are only 30.
There's 1,000 leagues.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Maybe the Champions League would be the thing that you could compare it
But
to.
do
But
they,
still,
I assume they have giant TV deals, right?
oh
Over there?
yeah, I assume
It's the old thing
massive.
when we feel good about ourselves and talk about football's the biggest sport in the world, and then soccer people get mad at you until there's 17 billion people watch this one soccer game wherever. Okay?
Yeah, but
I'm talking right here where we are in America.
Last year, they had that graphic of the top 100 most watched events of the year.
Yeah.
And the NFL had like 24 of the top 25, and the only other one was like a State of the Union or something.
Really?
And then it didn't stop there too. At like from 25 to 50, there were more NFL games, and then college games started to get mixed in there. Like football is king. It always will be.
Why? Why is that? What do you think?
Because every game means
it's American sport.
Yeah.
Because
Gladiators.
There's only 17.
I guess because people love physicality, loves people seeing big freaks hit each other, but also there's only 17 games now. Each game, I think, means so much. Like when you watch basketball, 82 games, baseball, 162.
Mm-hmm.
You can come and go. It doesn't matter. But I guess football, we know how much rides in every single play, I think.
They're also easy to find. Like everyone know. Like I mean, Sunday you watch the NFL.
And the whole week, I guess, promotes all the games.
Exactly.
It's like a build-up the whole week.
And,
too,
it's not like the NBA or the MLB or NHL where it's like, hey, which network is that? It's like there are 3 channels, and now most people are just like, oh, I'll just get Sunday ticket and I can watch whatever team I want to.
So Sky Sports in the UK pays for a 3-year deal, it's a total of $6.3 billion for the Premier League. So what is that?
2.1.
How many teams are in the Premier League? Like how many games is that? Do we have any idea?
I think they're on match week 32 right now.
Okay. Yeah, and that's close to the end, right?
Yes.
Is that the biggest league?
Yeah.
The Premier League?
Where you get relegated, what do you all that?
Yeah, that's where
you want to get to, right?
That's where Ryan Reynolds' league is.
His team just got bumped up?
Yeah, but they're still not at the Premier League.
Oh, so they're trying.
They play 38 matches.
I guess, yeah. I mean, obviously they're making cash. That's why they do it.
Yeah, well, in sports gambling now, football has also added another layer because now all these people who might be casual fans, instead of being a casual fan, your money's on the game. You're going to watch the entire game,
which is kind of what fantasy football did. What 20 years ago?
Yeah, exactly.
Got people tuned in that didn't really know much about football and made them fans.
And that's also why, like, if you're a Packers fan or a Patriots fan or a Steelers fan or whatever, like, you have no problem watching the Browns and whoever because it's like, oh, well, I'll bet on this. That's cool. Whereas, like, if you're watching baseball or basketball, like, I mean, you might still bet on it, but I don't think it's not the same as like, oh, I'll watch the whole game because I have money on it. I don't think people really do that with other sports like they do the NFL.
They don't. Hey guys, I think someone might be on the line.
Oh, yeah.
Hello,
Lombo.
Oh, hey. What's up?
Well, today's a big time day because we're about to have a night nurse.
Oh, wow.
Big day. We're getting one of those. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. Incredibly lucky to be in the position we're doing it, but had to clean the entire second floor where the nursery is. So this morning's been a bit hectic over here. Sweating my balls off, having a good time. You guys have been crushing it. I believe what you were talking about there, and correct me if I'm wrong, is watching entire games because you have money on them.
Yeah, or just like why people are more inclined to watch an entire NFL game if they bet on it than they are if they bet on like a hockey game or an NBA game or a baseball game.
So the NHL playoffs have been awesome.
Incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Last night's game was fucking electrifying. I mean, it was 0-0 like halfway through the second, but it was, I think shots were at one point like 15 shots for Seattle, 16 shots for Dallas. I mean, it was boom, bang, pow, poo, poo, hockey, pew, explosives, you know, the whole damn time. But you're right. I've been betting on every single game, every single night that's been happening. I find myself going over fourth quarter, you know, like kind of checking out late third period. But with the NFL, if you're not in a rooting interest, I mean, gambling on the games is certainly a game changer. I mean, we see it with our significant others. I assume you guys do. I see it with my wife. She'll be forced, because of what her profession is, to watch a game that she has zero rooting interest in. And that isn't necessarily like, I mean, she signed up for it. So she's a badass. She is an absolute badass. But her being able to put a little scratch off on a game has certainly made the viewing experience better for everything, and the NFL is certainly leading the way in that whole thing.
Has fantasy football taken a hit with sports gambling becoming legal, or are people just incorporating gambling into fantasy football?
The
tone?
I believe they're just doing both.
Yeah,
okay, good.
daily fantasy.
Okay, good. Because fantasy is what we said earlier, Pat. Like 20 years ago, I think fantasy football brought some casuals to NFL football. It brought more fans because what are my guys doing? But they're picking and choosing like individual players. But now gambling, you have to watch till the end.
Do you remember when they said fantasy football is going to ruin team fandom?
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
Because people didn't care about their teams anymore. They only cared about players. Yeah. So people that were fans of teams will now be rooting for players that run potentially playing against their team that they're a fan of. And that was like the big, these are fantasy. They don't even care about their team anymore. It's like, I don't know. I've never gotten into the fantasy. I respect people that spend all the time. Like Tone started fantasy football as a whole. So like we have a weapon in the office in Tone Diggs when it comes to fantasy. But like, other than not having to puke after you do a beer mile when you lose, like, isn't like betting, can't we make all the bets that fantasy football has and get like instant gratification, or am I wrong in that, Tone?
I mean, you can, if you're doing like the daily for football, where it's like you have a new lineup every week, and because you think that person's going to do well that week, yeah, you could take their over under. You could take their over for that week instead of doing a daily fantasy lineup with them, for sure.
Yeah.
People play
one day
fantasy
we'll do
baseball.
fantasy, AJ.
Yeah, we did. Remember, we had one. Was that this season or last?
Yeah, this season we did.
I think
remember?
me and Bill got last place, I believe.
He did.
Pac, you do fantasy football, Pac-Man?
I've never did fantasy football. I was just about to say the players never think about that. I don't think when I was playing, I never thought about it. But now after football, I'd rather think about who's going to win. I think I got a better chance of winning betting the games than worry about fantasy. Me personally, because
I hate to break it to you, Pac. We don't have a fucking clue, bro. It is honestly like I had these grand visions too. I'm like, wow, sports gambling being legal and being regulated will be such a good pipeline for former players, because they used to say that 80% of NFL players would go broke within 2 years of their retirement or 3 years of their retirement because of whatever financial situation they put themselves in. And handling money is not an easy thing at all, especially when you come from none. So a lot of people that talk about it have, I don't think they fully comprehend the situation. But in my eyes, I was like, sports gambling is going to become the perfect pipeline for all these guys. They know the games better than everybody else. They know the NFL better than everybody else. They're at least going to be able to consult or tell people why they should be betting on whatever they're betting on. It has not worked out that way, Pac. We don't know fucking shit, dude. It is. You can get somebody that knows nothing about sports that'll get a better betting record than us. It makes no sense, Pac-Man. It makes no fucking sense.
I mean, people were listening to that corgi for the Lakers-Warriors series because the corgi hit the basketball into the right basket for 5 straight games.
Well, the corn have been right more times than I think Tone have been.
Who has?
The corn.
Oh, shit.
The corn?
Oh,
The corn. I'm quite sure you
coin.
counted.
Love you, coin.
Oh, yeah.
Don't count us out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tone's not.
The
a
corn
big
believed
Knights
in
guy.
us.
I don't bet that ain't so.
Stoner believed in us.
That's right.
We're
Pac,
not
you're
up
a
there
Knights
right
fan?
now. Huh?
Pac, you're a Knights fan? I
Oh, hold on. Since we talking about Knights, I got a new best friend.
Uh-oh.
Pat, new best friend. You know, we texting every. I guess we're best friends. We texting every day.
Yeah.
He's teaching me about hockey. Stoner.
Let's go.
Stoner. Yes. I'm waiting for you to get back. We gotta get him on the show. I got my boy Ty a fucking jersey.
Hell
coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You're texting with Stoner?
Text him yesterday.
Of course.
Yeah. Text him yesterday.
Unreal.
Pat,
No
I
bullshit.
did not know.
This is really for real.
I did not know that your Rolodex went into that deep of Caucasians as well.
Yes.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Y'all got me on the hockey.
What do you guys
That's
text about?
awesome.
Does he text you with an accent, or do you text him back and you say "Hey," or do some
Hey,
of the things?
Pac-Man, what you have for breakfast?
Some of the things you
He
hear here.
probably look at my text like, he's pretty slang. I'm like, yo, what's up? I put smell me on there. So obviously he watched the show. He understood what smell me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
Smell me mean. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Where's he from?
You
Canada.
texting him, hey, is your back straight? It's like,
Yeah.
That was one of the texts. You all right,
Stoner
man? You a
reading
dog.
text
I
from
seen you.
Pac-Man. Go ahead, pal.
I said, yeah, that was one of the texts too. I seen you, man. You a dog. Is your back straight?
Autocorrect different down there in Atlanta.
Strong.
Stoner's a dog, huh?
Oh yeah.
Beast.
Oh yeah.
Jackie Aces needs to get that hat trick too, so we can donate or whatever. There, old buddy got a natural the other night, right?
Yeah, March so.
And also, now that we have the conference finals, we have to keep in mind that Bubba Campino is white knuckling right now. Listen to us talk about how much we want the Golden Knights to beat the Stars.
I like the color green.
Sure.
Yeah.
My eyes are green. You know, I'm Irish. I like green.
Of course. St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
Boom. Named after me. The whole. How'd you feel about that Dallas arena? How green it is? I don't know. It's
The green out?
super green. I mean, it was super green. I respect it. I appreciate it. And that seemed like a loud barn. Seemed like a loud
Yeah,
barn.
what were they
was
singing?
bumping.
What they were singing during the third period, I believe. What's the song? They were
Was that
singing
Living
some
on a
hits.
Prayer
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
singing?
there it was.
Yep.
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, John Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi. Yeah, they sang John Bon Jovi. I thought of you, Con, man, right when that happened.
They
was a
sang
great
that other
one.
song too, didn't they?
What's the other one?
They do Mr. Brightside?
Oh, they
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
Because like the
I heard
abs do.
both.
What's the abs do? What, Blink 182?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a Colorado.
Oh,
There's all the weird, like, why do these hockey barns have these unique songs they all sing together? I like it. I think
They're
I'm
awesome.
here for it.
They're European.
Let's do it in the NFL.
People, you know, I mean, I don't know. That's a European thing, I think. Don't you think? It's more like
soccer,
like a soccer.
Yeah.
I respect it. I love it. But if your fans are singing in the middle of a football game, probably not.
Not
good.
gonna work.
Good point. Yeah, I guess it doesn't quite work that way. But I tell you what, the Dallas goalie, he stood on his head last night.
Otter,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Otter's
That
a
was
So
fucking
did
amazing.
Kraken
dog.
guy. So did Kraken guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right.
Grubauer.
Grubauer, yeah. Bill was really down in the dumps this morning when he, came in. He was not happy that the Kraken, lost in his historical
How
run.
about
is over.
Billy McComas? How about Billy McComas being an honorable lad too?
Yeah.
It's commendable.
Putting that tweet out last night.
It's a good guy.
Why is Bill a Kraken guy?
Well, he's been a fan since day one.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was that? 8 months ago? When did they start?
Whoa,
Whoa.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh,
Slow down.
Okay, 12 months ago. When did they start?
Two
Whoa.
seasons
So this is
ago.
the second season. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Great squad.
He's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Hawk, do you know what they did last year?
Through a lot.
They didn't do anything.
Bill has
yeah. The Golden Knights. Golden Knights only been around for like what, 5 years?
Yeah.
maybe. Was it year one they went to the Stanley Cup Finals?
Yeah, this is their fourth time in the Western Conference Finals.
What? How does that happen?
Stoner, what do you mean? How's that happen?
Yeah.
Do I have to fucking
Yes,
say
I
it?
know. Yeah, I know. Stoner. Okay, that's why. Right?
Well, actually, it happened early because Marc-Andre Fleury. So
That is a big reason. And the Western Conference kind of stinks.
Well, Wild Bill
Bill
put in 50 goals.
Yeah.
hockey. Put it down.
Pat, did you see any of this Davante stuff?
Yeah, I did. What?
What's
So
going
I
on?
don't think I knew. I don't think I knew anything about Davante. Did you? I was reading his quotes. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that's the way Davante Davante's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, I didn't expect a lot. Yeah, I don't see eye to eye with the Raiders right now on how they're thinking about running their fucking offense. Okay, awesome. Head coach is the offense coordinator. Love that. And by the way, I agreed. If Davante thinks it, I mean, Davante has every right to think it. And then I also enjoyed him saying, like, yeah, you can just write down, fuck all the numbers. Didn't need Aaron Rodgers. So I love that.
Never, ever say that again, I think, or something like that, right? Yeah.
I would like Davante to do more interviews, I think, is what I learned. I would like him to talk all the time. If we get a microphone at his locker, I'd be appreciative because I didn't know anything about him. AJ, were you teammates with him?
Oh, yeah. I was teammates with him for a year and then was with him at the Derby. I didn't know all this strife was happening with the Raiders just a couple weeks ago when I was with them, yeah.
I love that. Now people can't say that. That'll never be the narrative ever again. It proved that I am me. A quarterback doesn't make me. I make me. And I can do it consistently at this level. After being named All-Pro last year without Aaron Rodgers and with Carr as his quarterback, he didn't throw Carr under the bus, obviously, because they know each other from college. But he almost said, you seen what the fuck I was dealing with last year. I made All-Pro.
Oh, no, he ain't almost said. He said it. Yeah. He said that Carr was nowhere near as good as this other guy over here. He basically said Carr was a piece of work, a piece of shit that he was playing with last year. Hey, this piece of shit that I was playing with last year, did y'all see it? Y'all fired him halfway through the season.
His college roommate?
It's almost kind of like an MJ thing, too, where someone probably was just like, Davante, you're so lucky to play with Aaron Rodgers. And they didn't mean to have it as like a shot, but Davante was probably like, fucking Aaron Rodgers is so lucky to play with me. What about me?
Well, I'm sure some reporters, I'm sure, have asked them questions over the years where they were just kind of, I'm sure it was their tone and how they talked to us. So, do you think you could do this without Aaron?
Yeah.
Like I'm sure there's multiple that stick in his mind where he's like, all right, man, like, no.
Now, Davante, you would have to admit, pretty easy to be open when you have a quarterback that can throw the ball into a dartboard.
Yeah, that's exactly how it sounds too. Yep, they're exactly he's
and
had
what
that for
Davante
years.
hears. Yeah, what Davante hears is, Davante, any fucking clown could do what you do with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And now he's airing it out. Now he's letting us know. You can never ever
fucking
say
Bob Domofsky.
Yep.
Fucking Bob Domofsky.
That wasn't a Bob. Was that a Bob invitation by you? I don't think
I've ever heard Bob talk. That was just my standard insider media reporter voice, just because that is what it sounds like. You know how in the Peanuts it's like wah 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 wah. I think a lot of players, whenever they hear media talk, they just automatically hear, so what are you thinking about today? I think that's just, so I apologize to all media people that are offended by that. But if you're offended by that, you probably think you sound like that. And maybe it's time to change. Always a good time to change.
Always a good time. You see your boy Will Levis? Will Levis slanging a thing. He looks like Ryan Tannehill, though. He looks exactly like Ryan Tannehill in the clip I saw.
The one where he rolled right?
Yeah. Completed.
Was that really a good ball?
Yeah, we can probably pop it. I mean,
I'll just ask them.
Yeah, was
that really a good ball?
NFL tweeted.
Look, he moves like Tannehill, and then he like flicks the ball like Tannehill.
Is that a good ball? It looked like a quack.
I mean,
quack. Look at this ball.
This is where we are right now at May 16th.
This guy's going to be a dog.
Look at this ball. Quack.
Look at that quick release.
Start.
Well, I don't see it wobbling, but I mean,
So my issue is
he better be able to make that throw.
They were acting like this throw was incredible. I think Levis would even say, like, this is just a ho-hum throw.
It's a throwaway play. It's a scramble in a 7-on-7 period. So it's a broken down play where he's like, all right, we got to scramble and everyone plaster your guy. It's just, here we go. Good catch, good little back shoulder. But it's nothing.
But you are right, AJ. This is May 16th. This is what
This is what we're doing.
But that's the thing about Will Levis. That's the difference between him and Anthony Richardson, because I didn't hear Will Levis was cleaning up cafeterias all by himself.
That's because he hasn't left the facility. He's been sitting in the meeting room with his iPad
away
from his face.
He eats the banana peel, so there's nothing to clean up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No waste. No waste. He's pretty efficient.
Does he eat the plate too? Is he eating his fork?
Yes. I guarantee you, I watched him drink a martini and he ate the whole glass.
They said he's pretty fucking intense, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's eating glass after he's done.
Have you seen that?
Glass of
Didn't
milk.
some old wrestlers used to do that, Pat? Didn't they used to eat glass?
Who?
I've seen guys bite like martini glasses and chew on the glass and swallow.
In Beer Fest, they did it.
Like George the Animal Steel might have. He used to eat the turnbuckle.
What?
Dog.
I hope not.
What a fucking beast. I think I've seen, WWE superstar Super Hummon. I think I've seen him eat glass before.
Is he a
I don't
WWE
think Super
superstar?
Hummon has been signed to the WWE.
No, he is
Not
not
yet.
a WWE superstar, Connor.
Come on,
Oh,
Mike.
Jesus. I
Get
thought
Mike
I saw
Cole.
him. I saw him and Ezekiel walking side by side.
He works the internet territory.
He does.
He's in.
How is that guy doing?
Oh,
How is
okay.
Superhuman? Is he still doing his thing?
Yeah.
He is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
there
he is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That'll do.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Ty's like angry face when he's super pissed.
Yeah, Humman's got his fastball back. He does. He lost it for a little
Listen.
bit.
I don't want to move on from Hummon because he deserves all the chatter and he doesn't get enough.
Definitely not.
But neither does that'll do. That guy. Oh my! He's got me through some late nights here on night shift.
Oh yeah.
With old I don't know what Mackenzie's first words are going to be, but it might be
What? Go.
when he has that costume on in that mall.
Oh my God.
I have watched that clip
Can we pop it up?
maybe 50 times
not.
over the last 5 days.
So good.
Too much fucking shit.
So fucking hot in here.
Shut the fuck up.
His name's what? Tim Robbins?
Yeah, Tim Robinson. Actually, the second season or the third season of that is coming out in like 2 weeks.
Yep.
Season.
AJ.
What is it?
I think you should leave.
Your guy.
Oh, I've seen the pictures of this.
Yeah, you wore the mask for Halloween.
So is this like a reality show? Or is this
No,
hidden
it's
cameras?
skits.
Show.
It's a kid show.
AJ.
Skits.
What's up, Pat? I keep
AJ.
hearing you. I know you. What?
I cannot believe you. This is made for you. This show
Yeah.
actually made for you.
Is it on the internet? Is that just
Yeah,
on
Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix. What's it called?
I think you should leave.
I think an episode's like 16 minutes too. It flies by.
Yeah, they go quick.
And it's actually good.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Not all of them. There are some misses.
Yeah.
So
There are.
wait, is it ironically? Is it so it's so bad it's good?
Just
or
have
is
Nick
it,
send
what
you
are
a
we
list
doing?
of the hits.
no, there are hilarious episodes and skits, and then like sometimes he won't be in them, and then they're obviously not as funny because he is the main attraction of the show, and he's the one that's
He
writing
needs
most.
he needs to stop trying to make other people put other people over.
Yes.
He needs to understand what it is. Hey pal, we're here for your fucking weird brain. His brain is maybe the most obscure I've seen in some time. Hey, you will love this dude, AJ. I'm talking toxic, dry,
Yeah.
whole thing.
Okay.
And skits are like a minute to like 3 minutes long, and then they just end out of nowhere, and then we're going right to another one
Yeah.
completely different.
Quick transition.
Boom.
Oh, okay. I'm upset. I haven't seen this guy yet. It sounds amazing.
He's so
It's pretty good.
I just watched
That's
him the
not
other
my
night.
truck.
Yeah. We gotta find whose car that is. I just watched
That
one
particular
yesterday.
skit, AJ.
Oh,
Yeah.
That particular skit right there. A hot dog, a Wienermobile crashed into the store. And he was trying to prove that it was not his, but he was going to go try to find who drove the Wienermobile into the store. I mean, it was.
As he's dressed like this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Steals a bunch of shirts on his way out, and ties and stuff like that.
All right. I think I'll check this guy out. I've seen enough. Where I'll
Yeah,
check it
everybody should.
There was one where
Not
he's
everybody.
late to a party. That's my new favorite one.
Which one?
He's late to a party, and they had to make up an excuse on why they were late
The
to the party,
babysitter?
and he takes it way too far. I don't know if you've seen it yet. I'll send it to you. It's awesome.
Babysitter.
Please do.
You watch Succession,
Scared to
Pat?
death.
You caught up?
What's that, buddy?
You caught up on Succession?
Yeah.
That was good. I told
Great,
Conman
yeah.
before we came on the air, there was a lot happening in that episode. It was a good one.
I loved it. I love everything about it. Old Gregory Peggery.
Yep.
yeah.
Some drug use, some stimulants. It was amazing.
Huge Greg.
How about him
episode.
being called? How about him being called racist in front of the dry erase board? That was one of the.
You're right. The actors are so good. Like everyone,
are.
They cast that thing perfectly. Like everyone is
Wom's
very good.
Gibbs.
Yeah, Tom B.
Oh,
in
all of
English.
the Aztecs are wrong. Don't be a racist.
I'm upset.
All right, I gotta
for
get out
two
of here.
more. You out of here? Good. Hey, that place looks clean though. Looks good.
Got the job
Good
done.
job, buddy.
Wow. Looks nice.
Hell yeah.
Hey, on my way out here, I'd like to say. Can you read that?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Adrian.
You guys got it. You want us to read it out loud?
Yeah.
You talking to us?
Go ahead, AJ.
Jack Kerouac. I got it.
Yeah, I'm thinking he is.
Can you keep it in frame?
That'll do.
Keep it in frame. He said, here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently as you're shaking this thing all around and you're cutting off a little bit of it. They're not fond of rules. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is ignore them because something else.
Keep going, AJ.
Where'd he
Because
go?
they change things. Keep going.
Because they change things. They push the human race forward, and while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius because the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do.
Hell yeah.
Good one.
Hell yeah.
It's a good one.
Scootsy just came in and attacked my leg mid But hell yeah, that's you, AJ. That's the boys.
Yeah.
You're not crazy to me. You guys are genius. You're doing fantastic.
Jack
I'll be
Kerouac.
back on the program tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now we go.
Awesome.
Yeah. I've had some people tweet me, ask me why I've been gone for so long. Well, I'm trying to be a good partner for my wife.
Had a kid.
Yeah.
Had a baby.
Father
That's
now.
This is not easy, this whole parenting thing.
Yeah. You guys gonna have another one quick?
I think that's going to be
Hey, can you imagine? Some people have like twins and triplets and quads. That one freaks me out sometimes thinking about that.
Didn't Dan Orlovsky have triplets?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Oh, he did.
Recently?
How? What the fuck? How are these people doing this?
I mean,
I don't know.
Octomom had 8.
Yeah.
She did, yeah.
Remember her?
She did that on purpose.
How are they doing?
I don't know if
I didn't know
lasted.
Dane had triplets.
Yeah, 3 boys.
Cool. Wow. Dr. Drew as well.
Could you imagine getting dropped into triplets your first time? Like,
I could not.
Hell no.
It's a lot of poop.
It's like the border.
Like
a lot
what?
of poop, a lot of time, a lot of,
The border.
a lot of
Jeez,
time.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot.
Pat, yeah, did you hear Pac-Man there, Pat, or no?
No, what do you say? A lot of what?
He said, just like the border.
Jesus.
Who knows what's
Jesus.
Who knows what's
Well,
going on?
I haven't paid close enough attention because I've been kind of wrapped up in my own poop here
Sure.
with Mackenzie.
Yeah.
But shout out to all the moms, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to all of the moms. And you know what? This is kind of selfish for me, but I'm going to say it too. The dads that are around. Because, like, Sam's doing all of the badassery, obviously, and she's recovering fantastically. And
Hell yeah.
she is obsessed with this baby, which is awesome to watch. This has been her dream to be a mama, and we've been through a lot to get there. But, like, boy, when I get tagged in, for relief for Sam so she can, take a snooze or whatever, the anxiety of every sound, like, is this baby dying? Every single breath is like, is that normal? And then she starts crying. It's like, well, she's hungry. She's got to be hungry. So then you feed her, and then she's still crying afterwards. Like, oh, she must have pooped. So then you go check the diaper. There's nothing there. Well, we just went through a full thing to check out that there was nothing in the fucking diaper now. What was it? Oh, she just had to rip a massive fart. That's all she had to do.
Oh.
That's why she was crying. So it's like the anxiety of caring for a human is something that I don't think I was prepared for, but I've enjoyed the hell out of it. I've been very thankful for my wife, and tomorrow I hop back in the saddle and we'll see how everything goes to get back in there. I'm a little bit worried about my voice giving out because I haven't really talked that much. I'm trying to be quiet around the baby, but also making noise because I don't want her to be soft asshole baby.
Ooh, smart.
So
Yeah, of course.
I'm excited, and you guys have done a fantastic job. I can't wait to see you. And AJ, I love you, brother. I appreciate you traveling in for this.
Hey, love you, man. Good work with you and Sam. Seem to have it under control though. For being people thrown into parenthood a couple weeks before you thought it was going to happen too. You guys seem to like seamlessly figure this thing out.
I don't know about seamlessly, but
I got 4 kids, so I know what a chaotic situation is. Trust me, it's nothing.
How?
What do you mean? Well, I think as kids get older, you just deal with different issues, like different things.
Personality.
It's not as like, hey, this one's not like. It's very physically grueling when you have a young baby, and then as they get older, it gets mentally like, okay, then I start to worry about because they have to deal with real life situations. Like I got a daughter that's almost a teenager. You have all that situation, so you talk about like anxiety and worry. Yeah, it happens all the time.
Sam obviously is going to want another child, I think. Right. I think that's going to happen.
You're still virile. You're still shooting frothy ones.
It's trending today. You've got super cum.
Yep.
Yeah, it is trending. Congrats, man.
I do have I did give my thumb studied because of the way we had to go about it. And I actually
No, for a fact.
What'd they say? You're awesome.
Yeah.
They just said, hey, you're awesome.
Well, I do appreciate that they gave like a baseline of a standard, and then like they let it going in. They're like, here's what the numbers we should be looking for and everything like that. And then when you come in way over time, it does feel pretty good. It does.
Jesus,
feel
off the charts.
Yeah. Up and to the right was what the graph was doing. And I like that. I certainly like that a lot. But I don't know how. I have enough. I'm a low anxiety person. So I don't know how I have more like energy and emotion to care more about every single thing that something does, which is what happens with his baby. But maybe I'll grow into it. Maybe it'll get easier. Who knows? But that's certainly going to be a convo with the old wife at some point. I think I've tried to stay away from it. She's watching right now, so she certainly just heard this.
You're pretty early. You guys are pretty early to be
That's what I'm
really
saying.
start planning it, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know about another one. Huh? A little spoiled brat one would be. Feels pretty good. Could you imagine 2? You have 4. I don't know. Pac-Man's got
raising like 10
kids.
kids. Yeah, Pac has a bunch of kids in his house.
I don't know how you guys do it, bro. Shout out to you guys, honestly. Shout out to everybody. And I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you all.
Yes, sir.
Hey, see you tomorrow, Pat. He'll be back in the seat. Thank you very much, Pat, for joining us a little bit. Hey, but that second story, it looks pretty good, though. Clean that thing up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Looks clean.
What part is that? Where is that in his house?
So
upstairs, like
walk down the stairs.
Oh, that's below.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Looks nice. Nice jersey.
Out into the backyard,
sea level.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, where the pool is, it's awesome.
Oh, it looks. I haven't been over there. I've only seen pictures. Looks really good. I know Nick had a sweet pool and backyard situation he was setting up a while back.
Still
I remember he was
does.
sending me pictures.
He's got
Is that
like a
all
nice
complete
little.
now?
Yeah, he's got like a nice little synthetic turf over there too
Yeah,
for a little chip.
putting
Oh, for
green.
him, not for his dog.
Not for him.
Okay,
Walter.
He's still got a nice little grassy area that Walt can take dumps and run around.
Yeah, it's a knoll. I would call it a knoll.
A knoll?
That's a good way to put it.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Walt doesn't take dumps on the fake turf, does he?
No.
Okay,
No
good.
way.
I've heard people try to do that. I'm like, no. Why would you pay $10,000 to make a square of turf for your dog to take a dump?
No thanks.
Fools.
If it cleaned itself, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
If it had some kind of robot that did it all.
Yeah, if like the turf like bzz, bzz, and like opened up and then closed.
And then it used to fertilize the grass.
Yeah.
Bingo.
You know what, Con? We're going to explore that after this break. We're going to take a quick little break. And at 105, I believe, right there, Diggs, we have Michael Lombardi will be joining us. Lombardi's I'm sure he's very opinionated on everything. I love listening to the GM Shuffle and what he does. It's a fun deal. So, yeah, stick around. Lombo will be here at 105, 210. We will have Darius Butler. Let's take 5. We'll see you in a little bit.
5.
He's saying don't go off the top, it's too shallow.
Start shaking it, they go, whoa.
Yeah, he loves the defensive side of the ball. He said yesterday to me that this is a blue-collar team. They win it on special teams. They have 5 block kicks this season. The defensive side of the ball, Lynch leads the Big 12 in sacks. But also on the offensive side, Denzel Mims is an absolute animal. He is a weapon. Charlie Brewer, the quarterback from Lake Travis. His dad was a quarterback in Texas. Yeah. His grandpa was a quarterback in Texas. And the people here in Waco just so happen to get a chance to see Charlie Brewer on a daily basis. Hey. Yeah, Boomer here is going to mean a little bit different than what it means on the internet currently. And hopefully here in Baylor, they hope they're not hearing a lot of Boomer sooner. Everybody wants to be a punter, including quarterbacks. If I was a quarterback, I'd want to be a punter as well. 0 yards on that punt. That's an embarrassing situation. The Dak dance that gets on national television has led to a lot of losses, but you got to respect the hips being able
What sign am I going to make for college game day? Well, I want to make something creative. I want to make something fun. No, to hell with it. I don't like OU.
It's so thick. Look how thick that thing is. That's years and years of patience.
You're headed right for the boat.
Right now?
Okay, let's do it.
We are out here on the Brazos River, which you can take a boat to the game. One of the only stadiums in the country that you can do. That's beautiful out here.
A lot of people would say, this is the last time I'm going to be on game day. The last time I allegedly did what I'm about to do, I ended up in a jail cell. Let's go!
The poop kickers are getting some wet down here. They're a lot higher than I thought.
You look like Ric Flair. That was a sellout, by the way. That was beautiful.
Do we have any other shirts?
Yeah, hold on. You need to go get changed before you get sick.
Great work, Russia. I'm actually not that cold. Hey, I went for it. My chest hurts. It was like 5 feet. I was standing there.
That's full commitment, by the way.
But then as we learn more and more about you, and I think the Masters does a great job of telling stories, and that's why it is so big internationally. I'm a small swinger, half swinger as well. The reason why I do it is because I'm not athletic enough to make solid ball contact, so I have to shorten that thing down, and I'm nowhere near as flexible. I learned about you that your swing is like that potentially because you were born with club foot. Is that the true beginnings of why your swing is the way it is?
I've learned recently that when it comes to club foot, I'm in a less severe end of the spectrum based on the people I've met. But if I have to give you an image, I mean, if this is my leg and my foot, right? Looking from the side, my leg up until the ankle's fine, and then my foot was turned 90 degrees and then another 90 degrees this way. So the whole outside of my foot and the top of my toes were on the ground.
When was this? When you were a child?
I was born like that. Hey, buddy. Look, you get this.
What's up, buddy?
There you go. So,
how are you?
You want to bring me a chip? Look at that. You know that they were hungry?
Hell yeah, that's the most relatable thing. I'm keto. I can't eat that.
So the funny thing is, I was born with that, and then at the time, the process is they took my foot and broke it into place. So an specialist broke my ankle in place, cast it right away. My parents saw me with the cast on within 20 minutes of being born. What that did is, when you're growing so much, how you doing? Look at that. Don't cancel the show.
Now you do whatever you want.
When you're developing as a child so quickly, that leg didn't develop the same way. So from knee down, it's smaller. See you later, buddy. Go with him.
Hey, see you, dude.
He likes being on TV.
Hell yeah, you look very natural. And he's incredibly cute. So from the knee down, just developed differently?
From knee down, my leg is a little shorter. For most Americans, about half an inch. And then my right foot is smaller as well, with very limited mobility. The way my ankle developed, it's barely anything. So for that reason, I had to get 2 surgeries to stretch my Achilles tendon to get a little bit more mobility. But even then, it's very, very, very limited. So when you're talking about loading your right hip in golf, my ankle can't support a full turn. Therefore, 3/4 swing. That's basically what it is in a nutshell. It helps to be a big enough athlete in golf to that still get the leverage to hit it long enough. But yeah, that's the way I have the swing I have.
Hey,
Why?
let's go!
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Welcome to hour 2 of the Pat McAfee Show. I am AJ Hawk, continuing to sit here at Pat's desk and hold down the fort while he's at home with his beautiful baby daughter, Mackenzie.
Sports!
Look at the timing, boys. Look at the timing. We have to keep things nice and tight and efficient because we have a big-time guest online, right, Conrad?
Yeah, huge.
That's right. All right. Hey, Z, don't beat around the bush, man. Let's pod this guy up and get him going. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the great Michael Lombardi.
Yeah. Thank you, AJ. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. It's nice to be here. Hope all you doing well.
Hey.
Congratulations to Pat and Samantha. That's awesome. You know, I think it's like I said, they're on a great journey. The better journey is when you become a grandparent, but that's a long way out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, then you can give them back, right? Isn't that what you always say as a grandparent?
Exactly. You can spoil the hell out of them. Watch a lot of Miss Rachel. Pat's about to embark on a lot of Miss Rachel. That's what he's about to embark on.
That's awesome. Lombo,
He don't even know who Miss Rachel is, but he's going to find out.
He's going to figure a lot of stuff out, I think, probably over the next 6 months to a year. Yeah, when you get thrown, your life changes a bit, I think, when you introduce a baby into the household home, Lombo.
No doubt. But it's great rewards, and the family gets extended, and you get to share in their joys, and that's what it's all about. You get to move a generation, and you get to experience their happiness, and that's been part of my life with my wife Millie and my 2 sons. So it's great.
It is. Lombo, I know, quick pivot. I know you don't have a ton of time here, but have you seen this stuff going on with Davante Adams is talking about what's going on out there with the Las Vegas Raiders and everything that's happening there? It seems like he and McDaniels might not be on the same page for whatever reason.
I don't get that sense. I mean, look, full disclosure, my son's the offensive coordinator. So I'm never privy to a lot of what goes on. We have conversations that just talk about my granddaughter Sienna and Michael and Dominic, but I don't get that sense. I get the sense that they feel like they're striving to get to the right place. I know I saw Davante's comments about he proved that he doesn't need Aaron to be a great player, which I think he's already proven that before, even when he was with Aaron, because it takes 2 to tango. Some of those catches he made with Aaron, not many human beings are going to make.
Oh, yeah, no question. Yeah, it's a telling time, or it's a weird time for this to come out May 16th when he decides to, I guess, have issues with whatever the direction may be, because we know they're 3 weeks into their install, right? Like we don't really know what they're going to be, so we'll definitely pay attention. But what do you think if there is, like McDaniels, in this new territory for him having to deal with something where a player is speaking in the media? That's not a thing that happened too much when he was in New England. That's got to be kind of a new thing that he hasn't dealt with.
Yeah, I think, and two, he's a game-specific offensive coordinator. So everything that Josh has always done in his career in New England, when he was in St. Louis and then back to New England as the head coach in Denver, it's always been game-specific. How do we get this player the ball? How do we maximize Davante? I mean, Davante just doesn't line up like, Reggie Wayne in one spot. They move him around quite a bit. They're trying to always get him the football. So, I think it's all about the matchups, and that's why, if he's discontented about the role, I mean, he had a ton of targets last year, and I think with Jimmy Garoppolo, I think he's going to get as many targets as he possibly can. I think the team will be improved this year. I mean, last year they couldn't close out any games. They had chances and just couldn't make plays. They made way too many mistakes in the fourth quarter.
Boston Connor has something for you.
Yeah, Michael, we're kind of in like the dead time right now with the NFL news.
No,
obviously.
This is not the dead time.
Well,
this is Buzz Lightyear's time. This is everybody's light years ahead of where they were last year.
Yeah.
We're in Buzz Lightyear time. I mean, we went from lion season to proclamation season. Now, oh my God, this guy's light years ahead. I mean, Bryce Young has done this. This guy's done. I mean, this is like the greatest time of all to read. I mean, Justin Fields is light years ahead of where he was last year. I missed the games he played in. I didn't see those games, Boston. I missed them, but I guess he is.
Michael, we're on the same page, and that's actually exactly what I wanted to talk to you about, because all we're really, referencing is the over-under for wins record. Everyone is projected to be somewhere between, 11.5 and then 4.5 when you go down to Houston with, C.J. Stroud, another rookie quarterback. Are there any guys you think that we can look at as rookies, like, hey, they're definitely going to make an impact right away and they're going to help this team win more than one game? Or is this, to your point, just proclamation, everybody's the best, everybody's made huge steps in the offseason already, and all these teams are going to be much better than they were before?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of it is, certainly there's growth that's going to happen. I mean, I missed that San Francisco has 3 franchise quarterbacks. Kyle mentioned that the other day. I must have missed that memo that went around. But I do think like Bryce Young is going to be able to play within himself. I think part of being a rookie is, Bill Walsh used to say this all the time. The first year will teach the players the system. The second year will develop their skills within the system. And so when you're a young player, you're just really trying to learn the system. I think Bryce Young has command, and I think he has the ability to be really quickly learn the system. And with their running game and that offensive line, they're going to play a little slower. They're going to have to try to keep him from having to make mistakes. And how do you do that? You do that by not getting behind. I mean, the number one stat in football has always been and will always be first half point differential. Who goes into halftime with the lead? And when you have a young quarterback, that's got to be the goal. We got to play from in front. You let these young quarterbacks play from behind, then it's problematic. I mean, that's why Justin Fields sacked 91 times in the last 2 seasons. You're playing from behind in a lot of games, and that's not good.
Adam Pac-Man Jones has something for you, Mike.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? Did you see the video clip of Will Levis throwing the ball in the NFL post? I just don't get this. They act like it was a dark. Have you seen the clip?
No, I haven't, but I try to
blow you
avoid
away,
all
Mike.
those flips. I mean, look,
Here it
Looks
is.
like
I got it here.
Tannehill. Looks like Tannehill.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Oh, this was a dime. Look at it. Woo!
That's easy.
Really good ball right there.
I mean, of all people, I mean, how many guys have you played with that were all OTAs? And then when the game started, they didn't become anything. I mean, we used to call it when I was at the Raiders, all Alameda. Because these guys would be great, when we were practicing in Alameda. But once we got to the games, it was like, we're in trouble. They don't do anything. In preseason games, no less. So I take rookie minicamps, OTA days with a grain of salt because I've seen too many guys. I wrote about this in Gridiron Genius. I call them
about more than your beloved Philadelphia 76ers. This morning they fired Doc Rivers. And then now there's, James Harden's talking about how he's circled the Suns as one of the teams he potentially is going to be looking at next. Maybe that'll change now that Doc's gone. Ultimately, though, obviously another disappointment this year. What do you think the Sixers need to do to get over the hump and quit driving you absolutely batshit insane?
I mean, I've divorced myself from them. I've been in this place that I feel really good about because I haven't liked them. I still love the team. I hate the direction. So it started with Sam Hinkie when he came in back in 2013, and he said, we're going to lose. And I think on Sunday, it proved out to me to be exactly what I've been preaching about for the last 5 years. You can't build a championship team based on no culture. So Sam Hinkie was in this asset management. We're going to collect assets. We're going to lose, okay? And we're going to get all these high draft picks, and we're going to bring all this talent in, and we're going to win. Well, talent is great. Everybody needs talented players. But talent that doesn't work hard, talent that's not accountable, talent that's not in shape, talent that doesn't do the things it has to do to be prepared to win, never wins. And I think that's the 76ers. I mean, do the body fat on Joel Embiid. I mean, in the second quarter the other day, he could barely make it up and down the court. Everybody's the greatest player. I mean, everybody goes, oh, Dick Vitale. Oh, my God, he's the greatest. He's never been in shape. But that's not his fault. That's the organization allowing this to happen. Remember, you're either coaching it or allowing it to happen. And firing Doc that's fine. Doc doesn't hold anybody accountable, but there's no teeth in an organization. There's no teeth there. So if you don't buy into the program and there is no program, you're never going to win a championship. I've said this for the last 7 years. They'll never win a championship there. I'm resigned to it. You can keep firing coaches, but until you change the program, until your best player decides he's going to get in shape. He cried after the Toronto game. Oh, I'm so sad. Then next year he comes back, he's still out of shape. Like, when does it become important to win? I want to win the MVP. Oh, great. You're the MVP. That's wonderful. I'll put it over here on my thing. But there's no parade for the MVP. There's no parade for that. You got it. Who cares? I want to win. I want to win championships. You don't tack on culture after you've already spoiled players. And all you guys have been former players, and the best coaches are the ones who drove you to become your best.
Yeah. What do you think of his post-game comments when he basically said, I can't do it alone?
I mean, it's just you know what he's really good at? He's good at being able to get everybody on his side. I mean, he's got the worldwide leader that got him the MVP, and then the guy that helped him to get I won't mention his name, the guy that got him the MVP trophy because he said how great he was, he turned on him on Sunday. He's like, oh my God, this is a horrible. No, if you paid attention all year, you watch this guy barely get up and down the court. I mean, I'm a fat guy who loves football. I see this as obvious as anybody, right? Like, it's as obvious as a nose on my face. It's like, to me, it's a great lesson for any sport to understand that if you don't push talent is never going to win titles. And you walk away. Look, the most talented team, you guys are way too young to remember them, but the most talented team in the history of the NFL probably was the Houston Oilers back when Warren Moon was there. Yep. They had multiple Hall of Famers, multiple Pro Bowlers. They couldn't get to the conference championship game because they didn't have any mental toughness or nobody was driving them. That everybody was placating him. Everybody was playing nice. Everybody gets to play right field. It's one of those things. That doesn't work to win championships.
Mambo, somebody who is very mentally tough and always in peak physical shape, Tone Diggs has a question.
Thank you, AJ. I appreciate that. Thank you. That means a lot coming from you.
You're welcome. You have a question?
Yeah, Lombo, I pre-ordered Football Done Right. Can I get you to sign that for me, please?
Oh, I would love to. It'd be my honor to sign it for you. I got to tell you, for a fat kid that barely could pass English to write a second book, I'm happy that anybody asked me to sign it. So I'm really honored to do that. It's one of the great thrills of life. I'm excited about the book because I think the book tries to shed some light on we've politicized the Hall of Fame. We've politicized the MVP. Everything becomes a popularity contest. And I think, for example, the great Sterling Sharp. And Pac-Man, I don't know if you were playing when he came in, but this guy averages 6.5 touchdowns every catch. He played 7 years. They say, he can't get in the Hall of Fame because he didn't play long enough. Well, Baselli's in. He played 7 years. Terrell Davis is in. He played 6. This guy was one of the best players in the league, and nobody gives him any credit. Even his brother said he's better than I am, and I'm in the Hall of Fame. So my book tries to shed some light on players that I think have been overlooked. And then I talk about the history of the game and the impact of the coaches that have really made this a special sport.
Lombardi, I know you got to get out of here soon. Last thing for me, are you gonna write another book? And when does is this one out yet?
This one comes out September 5th. You can pre-order now at your favorite places online, whether it's Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever you get your books.
Oh, yeah.
My next book is going to be about I'm going to write it with hopefully I'm going to write it with somebody from the academic side. I have a person lined up to do that. I'm going to write about how to become a great coach. I think one of the reasons we started the Daily Coach was because we want to try to teach people how to become better coaches, and we want to help everybody become a better coach. And the next book is going to be a coaching kind of the match of how to become a great coach. Because I feel bad because ex-players that go into coaching, no one's teaching them about leadership. No one's teaching about how to motivate. No one's teaching them about what the key components of leadership is. I think it's a huge void. I think it's one of the reasons why we have such a disparity in minority hirings. I think it's in the teaching. And I think the league continues to go down this path. They should really spend more time teaching leadership. Leadership is what wins. Mike Tomlin walked into that office in Pittsburgh, and he had coordinated 1 year of football in Minnesota. And he walked in there, and it was immediately that they knew that guy had the head coaching material because he was a great leader. That's what we're missing. We need more. And Mike learned it instinctively, but Mike's so smart, he got it. But I think that's what we're missing.
Are people born with that, or can you coach it into them? Or is it a mixture of both? How does that work, you think?
I think you got to show them what it takes to be a great leader. But look, here's the reality. We've become to a league. There's two things. Managers do things right. Leaders do the right thing. And to be a leader, you got to know what to do. Like when the schedule comes out, everybody looks at the schedule and says, oh, my God, I got to play this game on the road, that game on the road. I mean, the roads, it's hard to play, the crowd noise, I get all that. But, it bonds the team, and winning. There's nothing like winning on the road. So you embrace that. But what I think you miss in the schedule, and what great leaders do when they look at the schedule, is how do they get their team ready to play in a championship? How do they get their team to compete? New England opens up with Philadelphia. You do not get ready to play Philadelphia in 5 days before the game. That six-back offense is way too hard. So you got to spend time in training camp working on it. You got to spend time in the offseason studying it, learning it. That's what a great leader does. Say, hey, we're going to spend time doing this. We're going to spend time doing that. If you're Detroit and you're Dan Campbell, you better spend a lot of time understanding how Andy Reid opens games up, how he starts his season, how he prepares his team so you can match it.
Awesome. Wombo, thank you so much for your time. We know you got to get
guys,
out of here.
I love it. Thanks for having me. And look, if get my man Embiid on and ask him if we'll take a body fat test and get in shape. Can you please?
Yeah, we'll try. We'll do our best. We'll do our best, Lombo. Thank you very much.
Send my best to Pat and Samantha. Thanks, guys.
Will do. Michael Lombardi. So, Ty, I feel like you kind of knew you could kind of gas him up if you asked him about Embiid and the Sixers, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, like you, I'm an avid listener of the GM Shuffle podcast, and let's just say he hasn't been happy with Joel Embiid for, I don't know.
Ever?
Yeah, since the Sixers got him.
He has been
was Femi happy with him?
I don't know how Femi feels about Femi gasses him up a little bit. He understands.
Yeah, Femi knows what he's doing. He knows how to get the best content.
You know
out
what
of
he
Michael.
and Femi go back and forth on is Femi's a big Justin Fields guy.
He is.
And Guambo just isn't sold on Justin Fields yet, and he's like, I think he used Justin.
He hates everybody every
example,
Bears quarterback.
When he says didn't they say he's light years ahead? I believe.
Tua as well.
Is he down on Tua?
Yeah, he's a big fan of telling Femi like, hey, I know you got a Justin Fields jersey and a Tua jersey hanging in your closet. I know you got MVP tickets on these guys. Like, listen, it's not going to happen, Femi. Okay, I hate to break it to you. It's awesome.
What is the Lombardi line? That's a gambling show.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. That he does for VEASAN?
Yes.
He works for multiple different outlets, writes for different outlets, right?
Mhm.
Writes books, gives speeches, consults with coaches.
Consults, yeah. I mean,
a nice life right now.
He has rings from New England.
Two, right?
Yep, from consultant. He's like,
as a consultant? He wasn't like an
no,
official
he had
front office?
he had a I think advisor role.
Yeah, it was like special advisor.
Special advisor. Yeah, it wasn't a consultant role. He was actually part of yeah, he was part of the front office.
Was he the GM of the Browns?
Yes.
What years? Do we know?
90s, right?
He mentioned Jordan Poyer.
He
actually.
traded Trent Richardson. So.
Oh, okay. So really,
Yeah.
He traded him away from Cleveland
to Indianapolis.
That's a weird trade.
Not for the Browns. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
not for them.
Remember when that happened though? Remember when it happened? It was crazy. We thought
First
what are you doing?
rounder.
Like what's going on?
The first round pick.
Yeah, I know. Was he healthy though?
I don't know.
No, yeah.
I don't think his eyes were.
What do you mean? You saying his vision wasn't great? Like finding an open hole?
There are some screenshots.
Exactly what I was saying.
Yep.
Yeah, Lombo's awesome. Lombo.
Yeah, I love what he said at the end there, specifically because I'm a Patriots fan.
Oh, here's his resume. This dude, UNLV recruiting coordinator, 81 to 84.
Not bad.
That's awesome. Recruit kids that come out to Vegas. Niners scout.
He always refers to the Niners, and he always refers to that 1998 to 07.
Yep.
Yeah.
Working with Al Davis and Bill Walsh.
Well, he was there at Cleveland when Bill Belichick was the head coach. Right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I.
Isn't that the last playoff game they won? Was when Bill Belichick was the coach for the Browns?
No,
Bake.
Oh, Bake. My bad. I almost forgot. Sorry, Bake. Bake's about to kill it down in Tampa. You know that, Pat?
Yeah. What quarterback did he have then? Was
Where?
that Manziel 13?
No.
Who was 13?
Yeah, who was 13, 14?
Derek Anderson.
Could have been like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Greg Koch?
Brian Hoyer.
Which Derek Anderson, they went 10-6, but didn't.
No,
well.
Derek was before that, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. 13, 14. He's the GM, vice president of the Browns.
Derek, which Derek?
Derek Anderson. Yeah,
Jason Campbell, I believe was.
Jason
could sling it.
That was 05 when Jason. No,
That's when he came in the league.
Left Washington and went there. You're right.
Yeah. Well, either way.
Yeah, he's done everything.
14 was Hoyer.
Would Lombo get back into the game if someone tried to bring him in as like a director of pro personnel or a GM?
I'm quite sure he's doing something behind the table. For some
He has
team.
to, right?
Like he's too valuable, too smart to not have some team on the phone call like, "Hey, we need you to do this."
I think he definitely. I mean, he knows everybody still, but he's said like, I'm too vocal now with what I said. Like, no one's gonna hire me, just because.
And his son's a coach. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, I guess he's in a good spot too. I feel like where he can kind of make his own schedule and be out there as much as he wants or do whatever. It's a good gig.
Yeah, and he knows so much. That's why anytime, like you guys have mentioned, listening to his podcast so much, because everything he says is like justified and warranted, and that he knows what he's talking about because of all his resume there, what he's doing, and because of how many people he's worked with. Like, he references Belichick, but he also references Al Davis. And Al Davis is like he's a legend of the.
He does Al Davis impersonation all the time. On the GM Shuffle.
He does.
Yeah, he what he does talk about, and I agree with him. He mentioned it a little bit there, how coaches he feels like need to like hire people to help them be better coaches, but consult with people and have mentors. Like, he's like, you're a first-time head coach. You don't know everything. Like, I think you should reach out to people that have done it before and have someone, like, on a consistent basis kind of show you the way and kind of check in with you and see if you're doing things the right way. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I think any profession that would make sense for, but.
I agree. That's why they have coaching clinics and different things like that. But a big thing that I took from him is these coaches being leaders. Like, it's easy for a coach to come in and know numbers, but if you can't relate to the kids these days, it's hard.
Yeah, and to both your points, like, that's what Dable did. Dable brought in a veteran, Wink Martindale, and then he's also young enough where he worked in college and he can relate to all of his players that he's coaching, because not only college but also in Buffalo. Like, that was a pretty young team for a little while with Josh Allen and all those guys. They didn't have that Von Miller presence, really. I guess they had Kyle Williams, but he kind of retired, Josh Allen's first year? Or the year before Josh Allen got there? Either way, Daboll is kind of young enough to relate to those guys. And then he also has hired your point in Lombo's, like Wink Martindale, who's a veteran of the game that should be a head coach, but is sticking around to be, Dable's DC.
Well, especially now when like so many of these coaches who are getting hired are like young offensive guys who don't really have
They're
any
play callers. They don't have any experience in front of the room.
Not only that, but like don't have any life experience outside of like they've just been working for a football team like basically since they got out of college. And I don't know, you guys would know better, but it seems like all those guys, because you dedicate so much time to being there and like just focusing on football and hoping that one day you're gonna be a head coach, like you're just kind of socially awkward and like maybe don't really know how to interact with people very well. And granted, the younger you are, it maybe gets a little bit easier because the players that are coming into the league now are different than like, coaching vets and stuff like that. But like it's way more important now than I feel like it ever has been, like actually being a leader of a team,
Being a human. You got to be a real human.
Right.
That where you feel, you got to be able to connect with all those guys.
Yeah, because when we grew up, we had to do shit the way they told us to do it. Now these days, with all the social media and all this stuff that we have, you got to be able to relate. And some of these kids ain't. You can't coach them as hard as they used to coach us. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, and that's why
that happens. I'm sure. Yeah.
That's why Denver is going to be so interesting because like Hackett was one of those guys that never really had any of the experience in front of the room. Right? He did like red zone in Green Bay, but he wasn't.
He was the OC, but he wasn't calling the plays.
He wasn't calling plays. Yeah. And now they're going from that to Sean Payton,
and he practiced. The Sean Payton coaches hard. Like you talked to
old
he coaches. He coaches.
Well, and he's not about it. Like we've already heard Sean Payton. Hey, we're not doing the outside body guru shit like you were just mentioning with Russ. Like he's not fucking around with that stuff. It's Sean Payton's way, or you're out of here.
But Sean Payton, he builds that what's the word I'm looking for?
Trust
confidence or trust. Yeah, trust. Where he make you want to run through a wall.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to do it, shit, shame on you.
Yeah.
We'll get somebody else in here to do it. But like when you have a guy like that really cares about the team and the players, it's not hard to get guys to do whatever you want to do.
Because then you get some of those vets that have made plays in the league before. You see them, you get them to buy in early. It trickles down to everybody.
Well, it's like Pat always says too. Like a guy like Sean Payton, like you can do that because he's won a Super Bowl. He has the pedigree of like, oh, okay, what this guy does works, and as opposed to like a guy like Patricia, who he was incredibly successful as a D coordinator, but never did it as a head coach, and then he goes to Detroit and kind of ruffles everyone's feathers, gets rid of a bunch of vets that are really respected in the locker room, kind of pisses everybody off, and then they aren't worth a shit. And before you know it, it's like, well, he's never going to get an opportunity to be a head coach again.
Yeah, and they know who they are. Like they're not trying to act like Patricia was trying to act like somebody. Like these other guys, Sean Payton, they know who they are, and that's honestly why like Mike McDaniel was so like impressive because he knew who he was. He wasn't trying to act like anybody.
Yeah.
He was just his kind of like goofy, funny,
and he hasn't changed a bit.
And he hasn't
That's
changed
what's cool.
once.
Yeah, he's still riding with that.
And they had a ton of success, not just with Tua, but they also almost got the job done with Skylar Thompson. Like they were, they got into the playoffs with Skylar Thompson. So it can be done, but then there are situations where it's like, man, you're kind of taking a risk on someone like a Hackett, where he might not have what it takes. And it's not a shot on him. Like a lot of things went wrong in Denver.
Yeah, maybe the timing's not good. Maybe
the timing's
give
not
another
right.
shot in 5 years and it'll be better.
Yeah, and maybe his offense works well, but not the players didn't play well. Like there's a bunch of different things that could have gone wrong. But then like a guy like Mike McDaniel, who never call plays, who I don't know how many times he was standing in front of the room as the run game coordinator in San Francisco. Yeah. Maybe it was a lot, but maybe it wasn't. And then he goes down to Miami, and that place flipped immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they became playoff team right away.
Remember the first half of the season? It was like Dolphins
started 5-0.
Yeah, they were on fire, and he changed everything.
And you got guys that wanted to come. Like they signed
Jalen Ramsey now, too.
Signed Ramsey.
Come on. Yeah. Oh, geez.
Traded for Tyreek Hill. They signed Teron Armstead. Like they got all these dudes and who all made an immediate impact.
Yeah. Miami should be good.
That's
a destination.
They should be good.
That's a destination.
They got Chubb last year too, which
this the quarterback can stay healthy. They should be good.
Yep.
They didn't do nothing but get better.
Yeah. They're really good. They had their streaks for like they started 5-0 and then they went 0-3 and then they went 3-0. Like it's just back and forth.
Oh yeah, we got
what
these. We're in off season. We're in OTA highlight session. The best is like this isn't even
ball I ever
chosen.
Seen,
and
this isn't even OTAs. This is just like
chosen
warm up, pat and go.
Yep, chosen.
Did he like?
His name
He switched it
yeah.
twice.
Legally
changed it?
Yeah.
He went
He's a
from
good dude.
Robbie to Robbie.
Yeah.
That's
to
my
Chosen.
favorite part.
To Chosen.
I try to get Bobby Carpenter to change his name from Bobby, B-O-B-B-Y, to just 3 O's, B-O-O-O-B-B-Y.
Booby,
almost, yeah. Or Bobby. Sometimes we add Y's like B-O-B-B-B-Y-Y-Y. We call him Bobby a lot of times. And we're trying to get him to actually go to the courthouse and change it.
He should.
Get him liquored up enough, he might.
Yeah, it'd be easy.
You mean like Bruce is doing?
Yeah.
Is Bruce doing that?
He's legally changing his name to Bruce.
Has
Yeah.
he changed his last name too to B-R-A-H-L-N?
Brian?
With Brian?
Or
Good idea.
B-R-O-W-N?
No.
It's actually a great idea.
Let me know how your parents feel about that, Bruce.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
And your lady. You know what? I heard there's a strapping lad who might be on the call on the line
Really?
somewhere. Do we need to paw to like the biggest Dolphins fan?
Oh.
Gumpy, we're talking about your Dolphins, pal.
Hey, that's good respect for the Finns there, boys. I like that. All positive.
Yeah, Super Bowl for sure this year, huh? Isn't that what all of you and the rest of your Dolphins fans are thinking?
Yeah, I went to the playoffs last year, Super Bowl or bust, right?
So,
Amen.
is Tua the man? Honestly, do you feel 100% confident that Tua is your franchise quarterback for the next 10 to 12 years?
I mean, it's the health, right? I mean, you can't till he makes it through a full season. You can't say anything about it. Like, guy was unbelievable last year, and then he got hurt. Like, we need to see him get through a full season, but until then, who knows what you do.
Yeah, at least you know he's good.
He can spin
at least
the ball.
you know he's
good.
You
It's
got
just
Yeah,
you got to feel
don't
good though.
Don't sleep on Chosen Anderson with.
Oh, he's the
Chosen
real
as his
deal.
man.
He is.
He's
I
not
agree.
making that roster.
Yeah, he'll make it.
Who's
He's
making
fast
it
as
over?
hell. I bet
Who's
he'll
making
make
it
the
over?
roster. They
Got
got a-
Chosen on the
You don't
back.
think he can make the roster?
Come on,
Him,
Diggs. What are you
Waddle,
talking? You don't know what you're talking about, Diggs. Come on,
Tyreek.
Look, he's going down the line.
He gonna
Barrios,
have
don't
7.
sleep on
Cedric Wilson.
Braxton
Who you think?
Is he going to play
Barrios.
special
Oh,
teams?
is Braxton still there?
I think he's coming
Braxton
to play
Barrios, he got
slot.
from the Jets.
Or,
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
so Braxton is shredded. I saw some stuff. That dude is.
Oh yeah, he's yoked.
He
up.
is.
Well, last year we had to put like Javon Holland on kick return and punt return, who's like our best safety. So now Barrios can be a return guy too.
Well, that's valuable to have him on the roster too, though. Is Chosen going to? Well, Chosen could run down on kickoff team.
I think Chosen get a little burn at wide receiver. That would be a hell of a 4x1 team. I'm thinking about though. Chosen,
Yeah, Cedric
Waddle,
Wilson's a 3.
The
and
Cedric Wilson
Tyreek.
thing is
Mostert.
odd. There was rumors that they were shopping him. They
And
gave him
Mostert.
like 3
And
years,
Craig.
21 last year, and he barely got the ball last year.
Man, Mostert at right. Man, they got there. This is a talented roster here, man. You're
yeah.
right.
So
But do you feel good about the fact, Gump, that I guess Tua has been taking judo, so he claims he knows how to fall now? Is he going to tuck his chin when he goes down and not hit the back of his head, or what do we do?
That's huge. Also, don't sleep on Vic Fangio at DC too, because
Oh,
our
gosh,
secondary, our secondary got hung out to dry last year on those 0 blitzes. Man, like they made our secondary look terrible. So I think Vic Fangio is huge.
Goop, any progress on? I know you probably. I don't know if you can talk about it publicly. What's going on? Are you able to come to America anytime soon?
Might have had a little bit of a hiccup here.
We're working on it.
I think you're. It's getting choppy. Yeah. Okay. Your
Yeah,
connection's
can't
a
hear
little
you.
choppy.
Can't hear you.
What?
We can't hear you.
We're getting there.
What if Goop was like in Mitt's room and all of a sudden he came out? Can you imagine the celebration we would have?
Oh, that'd be nuts.
We'd have to cancel the rest of the day's show.
Yeah,
We'd break
that's-
the glass. We'd jump
I'm
through the
here,
walls.
pal.
That would be amazing.
I was hoping to surprise Pat for his birthday. That was the plan all along, but it just didn't pan out.
If Goop comes walking out or something, you know, with his little size 4.5 Sambas on, and he's walking. You got quick feet, Goop. You're a professional soccer player. You have quick feet. I have small feet as well. What do you want? Big, sloppy, slow feet? No, that's a compliment I gave you.
No,
But
especially not in the Copas, AJ.
have you put on like 30 pounds of muscle too with those Canadian steroids?
No.
Oh yeah, we can't talk about that publicly.
No. I don't
Smart.
know.
You look good. Goop, thanks, man. Appreciate you dialing in. You're obviously the number one Dolphins fan on the planet, so I really appreciate it.
Cheers, boys. Good
All right.
Dolphins stuff.
That's right.
Let
See
it
ya,
go,
Goop.
let it go, let it
Go,
go.
Goopino.
Yeah. And they are also in the murderer's row situation with their schedule as well.
Oh.
Because we can go through that schedule. And then once again,
Someone's going to have to win.
It's all Tua.
yeah, someone has to win it.
Tua's got to play like
Or everyone's gonna be
80% of the
9-8.
games in the regular season for them to have a successful.
What if everyone's 9-8?
It's possible.
I mean, yeah. What, 2 teams made it at 9-8 last year? The Jags and the Dolphins?
Yeah.
Seahawks, maybe?
They did too, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll take a step back? It
Bucs.
feels like because they
Bucs
overachieved
definitely-
last year, it's easy to take a step back this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that because I'm not basing that off of anything. It's just
But
like,
people think
it
they-
just feels natural that maybe it would be tough to replicate what they
But
did.
their draft was really, as like you could say that. I mean, it's only been one season, but all the rookies played really, really well last year. Both,
Geno played great. Like
both
Geno's
tackles.
is Geno going to put another year? Is he going to get better? Geno played really well.
I mean, they got
their receivers
Jackson
are
Smith and
so
Jigba.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. They shouldn't. Yeah, they should not take a step back.
Devin Witherspoon.
They have drafted very well. They have a lot of young talent.
Yeah, they had 2 first-rounders who both, hopefully will be good. But you guys know, it's like you can have your best game, and then the next week after, you can have your worst game.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's hard. You know how this game is, AJ.
Sometimes you just don't have it. Sometimes some things just are not working out, or all of a sudden, like your team that has never really turned the ball over much, and all of a sudden you have like 4 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah.
Like, what do we do?
You guys
How do we
was there a
overcome
player
this?
like that comes to mind with you guys who like actually was like every single game, just showed up every single game and played normally pretty well? Like, obviously players have ups and
Well,
downs.
that's
but
most of the guys that play really
Yeah,
good.
that's good.
Because then it's how you
You really don't. You might have a play, but
yeah.
like it's hard to come in and be like, oh, this guy. It just don't happen. Like you might get
they'll
beat
take
a
you
play
out. They'll
or
take you
hit
out
that
if you
thing.
consistently
can't get the job done. You won't. You ain't gonna be in.
Well, I
there.
mean, there's some great players who sometimes like just didn't show up that one day.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah,
that happened.
It's
But
more
don't be the whole
noticeable.
day normally in football. It might be a play.
Yeah.
You might have not 67 plays. You might have 64 good plays, and them 3 plays. Well, one of them you might got double moved on, which happened to me once, twice in my career. And then you might have one play where you're missing the tackle and he breaking score. When you go back in the meeting room, everybody is on your ass because it was your play to make.
Yeah.
So
It's like linemen with holding. It's like, hey, if you're good the whole entire day, but then if you have a game-winning drive and you're the one that gets a holding penalty on 2nd and 10.
Or you give up a sack.
Yeah, or you give up a sack. Yeah, exactly.
After you've dominated this dude for
yes
72 plays
Yeah.
in a row. Yeah, that's the tough thing. I guess that's why it makes it so intriguing to watch, isn't it?
And it goes back to our point, like about why you're more inclined to watch a football game more so than a basketball or a hockey game. Because basketball, you could not watch the whole entire game and watch the last 5 minutes, and you watch the whole entire game.
Yeah, it's a game of runs too. Basketball, it doesn't matter. You can be up 25, and you're like, they're going to tie this up. They're going to come back. It always happens.
And in football, everywhere have, like most places that we live in the United States, we can play football. Everywhere don't have hockey. I think I was asking you that. Like, how much is hockey? How much does a pair of skates cost? How much does the pad
It's a lot.
Very expensive.
Like, it's not cheap.
No.
Same way with golf. Like, golf is an expensive sport, but now with what Tiger have done, like it's more known in our community now. But like hockey, like I've never heard of a team in Atlanta, Georgia that was hockey. You get what I'm saying?
No, they moved the
Yeah,
Atlanta team.
Oh, what were they?
Atlanta Thrashers.
Yeah. Where'd they go?
They went to
Nashville.
Really? Why'd they move them?
I could be wrong.
Just not a big market for hockey down there?
I guess not. They had that fucking absolute stud, Danny Heatley. Danny Heatley.
Of course.
Something like that.
Yeah.
He was a dog. But yeah, they just moved the team because they weren't
Who
doing
was the
shit.
guy on, was it last night? I believe he was on the Kraken, and he's a stud, but he just hasn't been able to score goals.
Teemu Solani?
No. Teemu Solani. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
That guy's
Teemu
amazing.
Solani only scores goals.
Robertson?
That's for the Stars.
Stars, I mean. For him, and he had some sweet shot. He didn't end up scoring in the game, though, right?
Yeah, he hit a post, I think.
Yeah, I was watching him.
Fucking
Z told me
Rupe
they became the Winnipeg Jets, I guess. Atlanta did. The Thrashers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Z. Appreciate
Son of a
that.
bitch.
But I was watching that guy and seeing everything. The one goal old buddy scored, the rookie, number 20, or he's only 20 years old.
Rupe?
Who was
Oh,
that?
yeah,
The
Rupe
backhand,
Hintz.
the little backhander boom.
No,
he
that wasn't
banked it off.
Oh,
the
really
goalie.
filthy.
Johnston?
I don't know.
I
his name.
believe. I
forget.
thought it was.
I think I
That was
texted-
ridiculous.
I texted the group chat. These angles behind the net were awesome, and they were like they seemed to stick with that camera longer. It was up above the goalie in the net, and you could just see all the action. You could see how congested it is. Like, yeah, of course, it's easy to sit there and watch hockey, like shoot the puck when they're passing it around, and then you see that like, oh, okay, yeah, there's no lanes anywhere to shoot this thing, and that's what they're trying to get some space, and it was cool to see that. I think I've heard the old school hockey people don't like that angle.
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's tough to pop pucks,
cares?
when you're on the Stars and you got fucking Joe Pavelski out there just, putting it through the goalie's 5-hole.
You're like 17 too, right? He's been doing
Did
it.
he play for the Iowa Barnstormers? Or?
No, Tony played for the Waterloo Blackhawks of the USHL Clark Cup champions while he was there, so no
Is
big deal.
USHL like
It's juniors.
juniors? So you're not getting paid.
No.
Now, that's
So
like,
he's like 16 years old or what?
I'm not sure. So like usually like kids will come to Waterloo and like they go to the public high school and then we'll stay with the host family and play for the Waterloo Blackhawks.
Did you know about the Pack? Like hockey's crazy where kids, like my brother-in-law plays hockey still in the NHL. He left when he was like 14. He went to Shattuck with Sidney Crosby and he went to his academy and played hockey there. Like, and a lot of great players always leave.
That's how you get drafted.
So the Mighty Duck movie is like really
Yes, that is real.
Kid from our school who you actually know, I believe.
The dancer kid?
Played at Ohio State.
From the video you guys sent me, the one kid who was dancing on the bus at Nick's
RJ
bachelor
Umberger.
party. That kid's amazing.
RJ Umberger.
Yeah, I
played
know
for
RJ.
Plum, and then he had to go. I think he went up to Michigan after his sophomore year. Like, just see ya, and then you.
It's crazy. They're like.
So my question, like, where do we rank the junior play? Is this not college play? Is this like a travel AAU team?
It's
like,
AAU.
Is it, like, if you're going to play juniors, like, explain it to me.
It's
Like,
AAU.
Are you in high school?
It's AAU.
Yeah, you're in high school.
Yeah, you're in high
Some
school.
of the kids are, but I think like some are in like some might be in college too. With the way it's at least the USHL.
16 to 21 years old.
Yeah.
So I think you probably could be in college and then
But you
leave
have a
after
host
your
family.
sophomore year.
You know
or
that, Pack?
something.
You have a host family. So you go live with a family a lot of times.
Yeah, it happens in
It go
Massachusetts.
to
What do they
school
call
there.
it? What do they call them?
Host.
Not just. There's another term other than host family. I know, but it doesn't matter.
I have no idea.
But yeah,
That
you,
would be
you
pretty-
imagine that
I don't know
if you get a good
that's-
family.
Yeah. Or
I played in the Big 33 game where you live
lost.
with a family
Yeah, yeah.
in Pennsylvania for a week.
Yeah,
How
you
was that?
lost.
It was cool.
it was different.
It was different. Yeah, I didn't have a phone.
Nice. They have
And I
like
slept like in the attic. The family was very, very nice, but I just
Good dinners.
dinners were great. But it was like they would drive
Didn't
like
you
30
live-
minutes, drop you off at 7 a.m. for practice, and they're like, "Oh, we'll pick you up at 7." I'm like, "Man, this is an all-star game. This feels like our
Didn't you and
camp,
LeVar?
like my normal camp."
You and LeVar meet each other in the hole.
Me and LeVar. LeVar's a couple years older than me.
Okay. Who'd
But
you play
LeVar
against?
plays defense too, just like I.
Yeah,
do.
but you were playing fullback, running back.
Yeah, you're right. Played a little running back.
How bad did Pennsylvania beat Ohio?
I think we won. No, we might have got beat. You know who was the quarterback? Lefty.
Tyler Palko.
Palko. Yeah, his dad was the coach. Yeah, they actually beat us, I think.
I'm so fucking proud of this.
Tyler Palko.
That was awesome.
That dude could play.
Tyler Palko, he could throw it.
Remember him? Yeah.
Yeah. Eat shit pit. He fucking beat us. He beat us backyard brawl. That's funny.
Oh.
Fuck, it was freezing. And he jumped over me and I've still got the fucking picture now.
He was jumping
at the
before
house.
people were
And
jumping.
They ended up beating us and we missed
He was the
PCS.
classic big heart
Damn.
guy. Had
Yeah.
played with a lot of heart.
Yeah, he did. He played in the league for a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony just mentioned it. I'll never forget after they beat Notre Dame and he on live TV. I'm so fucking proud of this team.
You're right. Was that NBC then? too?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, how
It's
upset
incredible.
were they?
Incredible. Tom
Man,
Hammond
so
couldn't
upset.
believe it.
His dad's a
Pitt never
local
got
high
another
school
game.
legend coach.
Yeah.
His dad was the head coach of the Pennsylvania Big 33 team, but that's where you go live with him. Yeah, I see that little delivery. Quick release. Man, he was a good player.
It was a good
Pennsylvania had a ton of studs.
player. Oh yeah.
I mean, PA,
That's why Big 33 is
Big
awesome.
State.
That's why they don't do it anymore, right? They don't play that game?
They don't play it anymore.
I don't think they do. There used to be an Ohio North-South game and then a Big 33 game, Ohio versus Pennsylvania. Now I think it's like Florida, Georgia, right? And doesn't Florida, Georgia have a
It
game?
used to be Florida, Georgia, but I think now everybody's going to this Under Armour.
Yeah, Under Armour.
Or the
All-
Army.
yeah,
Army.
US Army.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, so I guess you wouldn't. Yeah, because I went and I played in both of them after my I got graduated high
No big
school
deal.
and went and played. No, you didn't. I know Bobby was like, "Why are you playing both?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
So
I
I
guess
think
they invited me.
More football,
All
duh.
the up north kids go to the Army one, I guess. I think it might be in Detroit or something. Then most of the down south kids go to the UA game because it's in Florida.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The whole high school, the whole young football now with all the flag football, all this stuff I see, like all these flag tournaments where these guys look like they're professionals and they're like 15. I see the routes they're running, the plays they're making.
Wearing the
They're
Guardian caps.
Yeah, they wear the Guardian caps and they're catching touchdowns all over the place and they look like, man, it's a different time.
I would love to know how many of those commits from those two games transfer.
Now? You mean
Yes,
like this
now.
time?
Yeah,
That's a
like
good
in
question.
in the last
lot.
in the last 3 years, how many kids played the Under Armour or the Army All American game?
Probably a
I
bunch.
know
because
the Under Armour game that I coached with Dahn, out of that class we coach, I want to say 5 of those kids made it to the league.
Oh, made to the league.
Preston, Stevie Preston was on that team that you played against too.
Yep, he's pretty fast. I played against him in 4 years of Michigan too, obviously. Yeah, there's some good players around there. But they
Bob Sanders.
Bobby Saunders.
Bob Sanders is one of my favorite players ever to watch.
too.
I didn't play against him there, but yeah, that dude was an absolute missile.
You play against him at the Colts?
What about at Iowa?
Maybe he'd been, unfortunately, because he was so damn powerful, he knocked himself out and knocked his shoulders out of socket all the time. Like, he was such a missile, he would hurt himself. Like you, Con. Like you tackling A.J. Dillon.
Nah, I never.
Does Pac know you tackled A.J. Dillon?
Yeah, of course he does. He asks me about it all the time.
Vince Young. Oh, there's Bob. Oh,
Beast.
Sorry about your knee, Vince.
He was the Defensive Player of the Year when they won the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Freak.
fun. He's fun to watch.
Freak.
Look at him just filling in there. Good. Gary Bracken in there, right?
Shot out of a cannon.
Who's 91?
I don't know.
Good hustle.
I think that's Tech Joe.
I feel like Buddha's like the only one who plays like that.
Buddha Baker?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know. The problem now, especially at the safety
Coming
position,
downhill at safety,
how do you
not
play
a lot.
safety now when you can't hit anybody? Like, there's no strike zone. You cannot, like.
It's impossible.
Yeah, he couldn't have played right now because he played really physical.
He'd be bankrupt.
You know
They
what
would
I
kick
mean?
him out of the league.
Well,
Like, he's so physical.
And I mean, granted, this might just be because of the last couple plays, but even watch, I feel like DNs are even twice as fast as they used to be now too.
Yeah, but you got Freeney. You got to see some of Freeney's.
Oh, yeah.
You look at Freeney when you're.
Yeah, he was running away from
But you're
Freeney.
right. At times, wasn't Booger on this team?
He might have been. Yeah.
I saw that the other day.
Booger had a highlight reel pop up online. I saw.
Yep. Him in Tampa.
Booger could play. People forget that Booger could play.
Dave Gerard, man,
Yes.
he was a player.
Is that really?
Yeah.
He did.
There's
He had a
AB.
run.
Antonio Brown?
And Antoine Bethea.
They was a good
I mean, that
player,
open
too.
field tackle.
For
Hard
research,
tackle
people
right
just
there.
watch highlights of Bob Sanders all day. I mean, how could you not? It's pretty.
Plays Iowa games.
It's pretty intriguing, isn't it? Man, I don't know. Josh Allen hits home runs as well.
Dude,
Again,
he-
real home
Bro,
runs.
he
though.
was
He hits real home runs.
smacking that thing.
This wasn't like a celebrity.
No,
softball
He
game.
did bomb in those, too.
I know we have hopefully some footage of this, but if you watch Josh Allen, this guy
Shots.
is taking BP. Is this in Toronto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is. He hit the roof here.
Second deck.
He hit the second deck.
Yeah, one of I don't think it showed it in this clip,
This is
but
a
it said,
different one.
Yeah, one of
These
his
are real home runs.
one of his homers was in the second deck.
Yeah, he's an athlete.
Freak of nature.
Big old dude. Great looking swing. Didn't he say he played travel baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it, like if he would have stuck with baseball, let's just say he would have been a very good baseball player.
He'd be like a Mike Trout type guy.
I don't know. He's big. He's
Could
very
pitch,
big. You
right?
don't see a whole lot of guys who are 6'5", 6'6", playing center field.
How's he hit the curve?
That's the question,
That's a
isn't
good
it?
question.
That's
Yeah.
the question. Thank you, Z. Thank you for bringing
Yeah.
us back
Timberlake.
Well,
down.
I assume if he was on the Yankees, the dugout will tell him if the curve was coming.
Yeah, what is it? You know what, Tone? I appreciate you with that great little transition. So Ty, I'm sure, has an opinion on this. Aaron Judge, right? Aaron Judge is caught peeking. Oh, hey, check out this little screen. Oh, what am I looking at here? So right now he's looking hard right. So I thought originally he was looking at the first base coach, like the first base coach was signaling something. But it looks like he's looking all the way into the dugout with how far right he is looking, right, Ty?
Correct.
So what do you think he's doing? What did he say he was doing, and do you believe him?
I do believe him. So right before this, Aaron Boone got ejected, the Yankees manager, because a lot of times umpires will call low strikes on Judge because he's so fucking tall. So the bottom of the strike zone will
You
be
mean
like
during this at bat he was ejected, or
Yeah.
like the previous at bat?
No, during this
okay,
bat.
Okay, so it's fresh.
And so after he got ejected, guys were still bitching and saying stuff in the dugout. And then post game, he basically said he was looking over to try to see who was bitching because he was saying like, "Hey, we got a 6-0 lead. Like our pitcher still has to go out there. Let's not fucking piss the umpire off. So our guy's gonna get squeezed because the Blue Jays the Yankees were up 6-0. He went yard. They went up 7-0. But then the Blue Jays came back and scored like 4 runs in the next inning. So I think he was just saying like, "Hey, shut up, okay? Like, especially while I'm trying to hit. Don't need guys yelling and shit like that." But then, yeah, everyone's saying he's cheating. If you look at the pitch, guy makes a huge mistake. Yeah, just throws
84 miles an hour.
Yeah, throws
right
a
down the
hanger
middle.
right down the middle. Judge hits it 480 feet. I mean,
But the announcers did not help Judge's case when they
Not at
in
all.
real time.
Oh,
were
no.
talking. Well, listen, what's he looking at? Oh,
so
he
you
did it
never
again.
want to accuse a guy
Yeah,
before you
when
have
you
all
say
the
that,
facts.
You never want to
but
accuse a guy. I'm like,
that's
but you
peculiar.
just did. You just did when you say when you threw the word accuse in there.
And Schulman, was it Schulman?
Yeah, Schulman.
He's
and
a-
Buck Martinez.
Yeah.
Come, what was he really looking at?
Yeah.
I mean, we know what he's looking at. Look, this isn't the Yankees' first go around cheating. I'm a Red Sox fan. They're not.
Whoa.
They're not no spring
Whoa.
chickens either. They're cheating too. But if someone, you're trying to tell me that Aaron Judge is like, yeah, I need to make sure I see exactly who's screaming so I can ream them out later and not fuck over our team. No, he wasn't. He
Also-
was looking and they were saying like, fucking loan away, loan away. And then he gets a fucking meatball and he bombs it 500 feet.
I also
okay?
heard that his 5th grade teacher is behind the dugout, and he was looking over there. That's what I heard.
Well, that's what's comedy too. Is we were talking about this. Like, if you're a major league hitter, if you are getting pitches tipped to you, like you're not looking sideways into the fucking dugout during an at bat to see what the pitch is going to be.
He could just turn his head and it'd be much less. It wouldn't be.
Also, like we've heard what teams are doing. Like they have, like Apple Watches and like shit. Like they're banging on
Exosuits.
stuff.
Suppositories.
Like they have all that
buzz.
stuff. So he's not just gonna look directly sideways into the dugout while he's in the box. Now, if he steps out and does that, that's one thing. But also, the Blue Jays catcher's tipping pitches. That's how it works
It's not
in
illegal
baseball.
technically, right?
No, it's
if,
not.
No.
If the Blue Jays catcher if he's not covering up his signals enough and the first base coach is stealing them and then signaling Judge, that's not illegal.
No, it's fair game.
No.
That's baseball.
That's like a huge
also
advantage.
don't know how-
Every team's trying to do it.
I don't know how you make it to the majors as a catcher and don't know how to not have your signs.
Right?
Still.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the
It's
game.
like day one.
You mean you literally just hang your glove off of the side of your knee and make sure your fucking
Close your legs a
signals
little
deep.
bit.
Yeah. It's part of the game, even if that's what they were doing. But, like, don't go after the game and be like, I was just making sure
What do you want him to say?
who the hell was
we got a
yelling.
good line on their pitches. They were tipping their
You
pitches.
should have
My
said,
first
like,
base coach gave it to me.
yeah, I saw a nice pair of cans in the third row behind the dugout.
You're
He's
right.
married. He's happily married.
Honestly,
Yeah, and it was his
that
wife.
might have been the case.
Yes.
That was the case. He's
Well,
like,
that-
if he is
my
married, he
wife
didn't want to
pulled
say
him
he
out.
was looking
Yeah.
at some little Philly in the first row.
That is the other thing is you obviously don't say anything because you don't want them to know this is the first of a 4-game series, a team in your division. You want to make sure, like, hey, if he's going to be fucking tipping pitches tomorrow, we don't want them to know that we, have a little something on him.
People actually think he was cheating here.
Oh, yeah.
If people aren't being serious about
the
that,
Yankees.
baseball's the dumbest sport on earth.
Well, baseball,
People think that is cheating. He's looking over, side-eyeing nothing. Like,
Well, if
that is the
there's-
dumbest thing ever.
So I was told by an
Thank you,
internet
Foxy.
report that the Yankees hired an AI.
Is that right?
And then the AI relayed onto a big screen in the Yankees dugout that just said fastball. So that's what he was looking at.
Now, if Aaron Hicks would have hit a home run, who is the biggest scrub on the Yankees and who strikes out in every at-bat but still somehow is in the lineup every single day, if he would have went yard here, I would have been like, yeah, absolutely. He's got something going on. He's cheating. Judge broke the American League home run record last year. He's one of the 3 best players in baseball. Like, if you make a mistake pitching to him, he's fucking 6'7", 280 pounds. He's going to hit it 800 feet, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, the only reason it's a big deal, I think, is because of the announcers. Like, if the
And
announcers,
it's the Yankees, too.
That
And
certainly
it's the
has something to
Yankees.
do with it.
Yeah,
If
true.
it wasn't the Yankees and it was, I'm just saying,
Anybody.
the Braves and I love the Braves, not saying anything against the Braves, that's my team. But nobody would be talking about this.
It is weird.
And
though.
that
It
he
is kind of
smacked
weird.
the goddamn home run.
When you watch it, it's kind of weird.
It is peculiar.
I want to
but-
go back. I would imagine somebody has studied his previous at bats. Has he ever done this before? Has he ever looked over like that?
I mean,
That's what
maybe. I don't know.
And I'm not accusing him of anything. And if he is looking, I don't care. I understand it's not cheating in any way. But I just want to know if he has been seen doing this before.
I honestly have no idea.
And we just
'cause
haven't noticed.
This is the first baseball at bat I've actually watched the entire baseball season. So maybe he does it every time. Maybe he never does it. But, I mean, either way, you got to fucking
Can't make that
boom.
mistake.
84 mile an hour hanging right there.
Yeah.
That's gone.
I mean, Josh Allen's hitting that home run.
Yeah, you're probably right. You think he was formulating that in his head? He's like, I'm gonna have to tell him. I gotta come up with a reason why I was side eyeing somebody.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if that is legitimately what he's doing. He's the captain now, which for the Yankees, that's a big deal. They haven't had a captain since Jeter. He is very kind of he's not really in the public eye a bunch. He deals
He's
with the
guarded.
New York media.
He's somewhat guarded, isn't he?
Yeah, very much so. Private. So I wouldn't be surprised if a guy like Aaron Hicks, who's batting 141, he's yelling and pissing off the umpire. Judge is probably telling him after the game, hey, shut the fuck up, okay? Don't need you saying
You're
shit.
right. That makes sense, honestly.
Because I do buy into the fact that it's hey, you piss this guy off enough. We know these umpires are badge heavy. You got a guy from your bullpen coming back out there. You don't need the umpire squeezing him and being up 7-0 in the 8th inning and then letting what happened happen, where it's oh, the Blue Jays played 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th, and now it's a game when this should just be an easy win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens next game. I'm guessing people are going to be watching next game.
Well, honestly, if you're a hitter too and you are cheating, looking over like 1 second before the pitch comes is not going to help.
Right.
No.
Even if they tell you exactly what's coming, you still have to hit it.
Yeah.
Like, that's like when they're talking about, back in the day, the juice era. I understand. These guys' legs had vein work come, like they were so vascular and they were so big, they looked like freaks, but they still had to hit the ball.
I thought it was more impressive that he can do that and come back and just knock a fucking home run.
It makes you look. It makes me like see stars for a second if you look over to the far for too long over there. And then you think about trying to come back and all of a sudden you have a 98-mile-an-hour high on your chin.
Yeah, exactly.
Have fun with that.
Or a guy's going to throw it, 82 miles an hour right down the middle, and you can just lick your chops and hit it to the fucking moon.
Yeah. Are we worried that the pitcher is in on it?
Well, no,
possibly.
I mean, that guy probably stinks. They're down 6-0 in the 8th inning. They're just, hey, we need you to go out there and eat a couple innings.
How do you think every team is actively stealing signs?
Yes.
Actively always still doing all of that?
Yeah, no, I would if I was playing, or
it's like part of it, I guess.
That's part of the game. Asking a question about a tackle. Is he light on his feet?
Yeah.
You getting the run block.
And we do. We would like even the backup quarterback's going to sit and he's going to watch it what they're signaling in and stuff, and he can get the radio into the quarterback before the 15 seconds cuts off in his speaker. Yeah, stuff like that.
It's all gamesmanship. When everyone is as good as these guys are, like you're taking every little advantage you can get.
Yeah, and Pac, I don't know if you ever did this. We would get a read on dudes on their defense when the DBs sometimes don't. The corners wouldn't huddle; they stay outside, and they just get a little signal from like the DB coach. He'll give them like the coverage or the call. Well, guess what? The other sideline's watching that too. Did you ever have that?
Yeah, I had that. I'll never forget this play. We was playing against Fisher when he was down in Tennessee. We played him in Cincinnati, and they had a sluggo route. And the dude was we had seen it earlier that week, and it was a hack shake or something like this. And I had told George, I'm like, yo, George, whenever I get this hack shake, it's a double move. I'm gonna act like I'm jumping it, but you got to get your ass over there right now and show us shit stink. He do it. Here comes the double move. I act like I'm jumping it. George picks it off. But we're watching everything when it comes to that. If you can get anything, like for instance, AB used to always fuck with his gloves. Like before the route, I'm like, oh, it's past. Here we go.
Middle of
yeah. So we're always trying to steal something.
The quarterback's feet. Sometimes the quarterback's like he'll have 1 foot back if it's a pass play, and he'll have his feet even on a run play if it's a shotgun. Obviously, the depth of a quarterback, especially in the gun, like if he's even, if he's 1 yard behind, if he's in front, obviously it's a pass because he's got to get up there in the line to block or get out for a pass. So yeah, all those little things that you shouldn't you need to have the attention to detail where you're not giving those up. You're not. You don't present those. You got to self-scout, so you're not doing that.
Well, and a lot of the illegal shit the Patriots did wasn't against the rules per se, but they had to put the rules in after
what
they
else,
were caught.
other than like Spygate, like what else what happened?
Spygate's really the biggest one, to be completely
honest. So they were filming a walkthrough.
Well, there was the Bengals thing that
they watched
a couple
us
years
from the
ago.
top of the bridge. Remember that? I don't know if you was there that year.
I don't think so.
But yeah, like we seen them.
Because
watching us
the
from
practice
the bridge.
field there. Yeah,
like we literally
the highways
had
right
to
there.
stop practice.
Really?
Went inside the stadium. It was crazy. Like somebody spawned us to come back. It's supposed to be Bill spawning. Played him the week before it.
Well, I mean, people still say that shit today. Like I forget. Pat has mentioned a couple times people in the Colts. Like if there was like a plane or something flying over above.
Oh yeah,
Bill Belichick's watching.
All the coaches are watching. Yeah, but the thing is, training camp. A lot of your practices in training camp are open to the public, so there's obviously scouts and people from other teams in the crowd watching. And depending on what you do, install all your stuff.
But it's kind of different during the week.
It's different. Oh yeah, it's definitely different game week. But if you want to get a good feel on a team, I would definitely send. If I was a coach or I had scouts, I'm sending people to Belichick. I'm sending people to New England to see, hey, not only like what are they doing, but how are they going about it, and then I'm going to try to mimic a lot of what they do.
Yeah, and all that stuff.
Here you go, Pac. That's the train track right there, right?
Yep, right there, top up there.
Yeah, there's plenty of there's every single building. I remember we'd be sitting there practicing. Matt Burke, the linebacker coach at the time, he's the man. We'd be looking up. He lived in one of the buildings. He's like, man, all these people can easily be filming our whole practice. There's all these buildings.
Cowboys have office buildings around their entire practice.
That's unheard of. I can't believe that.
Yeah, that's just dumb. How much you guys show though? Like, are you not showing anything in the preseason games?
No.
Because what's the difference between like a practice and a preseason game during training camp?
Preseason game, you ain't gonna get nothing but a base coverage.
And that's same with like training camp too, right?
Training camp, you're gonna work on so how training camp go so first day we're gonna work on base. It might be cover 3, all right? Then after cover 3, you do cover 4 one day, cover 2 one day. Then after that, you go put in the blitzes. So whatever, like a man-free, blase, all-out blitz. So you'll work on all the all-out blitzes that day. So you can kind of see what people doing depending on when you're there, but you would have to be there every day to figure out.
It'd be so much volume because you're installing your whole playbook offensively and defensively. Yeah, you can get a look at it, but you can also get a look at that on the film.
Yeah.
But
every team runs the same concepts.
Yeah. No, they don't really. But yeah, especially defensively, it seems to be very different.
Offensively.
I mean, similar route combinations.
That's what I
but
mean. Like,
it just everything looks different. How they get to it, and how they present it. That's the hard. That's what offense is. Like, hey, you got to make it look complex with it actually being simple.
Well, and it's not like anyone can just walk in with a camera. Like, you have to be credentialed. I assume. Obviously, your phone has it, but if you see some guy that doesn't look like some normal guy who's just filming the entire practice, are you allowed to go up
in training camp? Yeah, they could, but
if you walk in there with a camera, you got to be media.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
They don't even let media film a lot. They would only let media during the season. They film their one individual period. Really.
Yeah, so like doing during the season part, when you first go into practice, they can be in there like when we stretching and stuff, and like the first individual period, and then they got to get out.
Yeah, so media doesn't even get to stay around to see anything. So, but you could do it. But it's like, how do you decipher all the information? Say you had somebody film every practice the Patriots had in training camp. Okay, cool. Now I got to decipher all that footage and all of it jumbled up with especially at practice with the different groups. You got 1s and 2s and 3s and different people, and your teams could be messing with you too.
Yeah, like that Mike Leach thing. When Mike Leach was coaching, there was some story about how they dropped a fake playbook. At the opponent. Yeah, against Oklahoma at the opponent's in Oklahoma Stadium. A player obviously picked it up. They took it to the coach. The coach was like, "Perfect. We have their game plan. We're going to kill this team." But it was just a fake. It was just a fake
sometimes.
Playbook.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel too at Cincinnati, when the Dolphins were practicing there.
Oh yeah, and he
they
had
like 12 guys on the field and all that.
McDaniel did?
Yeah, because they thought people were watching the Dolphins practice.
Right.
Because of Hurricane Ian.
Yeah.
That was big news. And then we realized, oh no, they were messing with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coaches accuse people of spying on them all the time. All the time. Okay. Oh,
yes.
Spygate.
So they had to put
because they were filming from the sidelines.
No, they were filming from up top,
which they said it's okay though.
Yes, but that's what the rule it wasn't okay. It just wasn't in the rules.
Oh, okay.
So they had to.
So they had some guy just sitting there filming the signals, right? That's what Spygate was.
Bingo.
Which if you can decipher that and figure out your signals, it's good and big. But also credit to them for pushing
I don't think that's the only team that's done that in the past. That's the first team that was really good at doing it and got caught.
And could probably decipher it better than most, just because Belichick and he's a historian of the game, like Lombardi has told us about.
Ernie.
Yeah, Ernie, exactly. So it was very set up perfectly for New England. And I mean, some coaches even said, like, I think it was Mike Shanahan who came out and he was like, "Fuck, I wish I thought of it before he did, because that's what we would have done, because it wasn't against the rules."
Yeah, I mean,
and then that next year they went 18-1.
With this and the whole Deflategate situation, people are always going to be on that for the Patriots.
Yeah, unfortunately, Deflategate, actually, there's been articles that have come out already that have said it was a complete witch hunt.
It was stupid. I don't care if he takes it out of the
I know,
ball.
nobody
ever
care.
Bro, we played them the week after that. They beat our ass to the wheels fell off in Foxborough. I was like, God damn, why we got to play Brady right after this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
The Spygate?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They didn't lose a game that season.
It's a
until the Super Bowl.
Tough time to catch the Patriots, huh?
Yeah.
After a bad loss or something like that.
Well, in Deflategate, that's why that stuff, a lot of the times as a Patriots fan, like, you're going to hear people shit on it, and that doesn't matter. In the back of your mind, you know it's going to help you, because we beat the Seahawks 2 weeks after the Deflategate against the Colts, and then he had that one season, nothing. And then 2016, he got suspended for the first 4 games, and it was like, okay, so Brady's going to come back.
Nuts that he got suspended 4 games for it.
2 years later.
That's what. It was so late, and then I remember when that all played out. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't.
Yeah, having to like turn his phone over and everything.
Yeah, he did. Oh my gosh, all of that stuff happened.
Yeah. One of the trainers or one of the ball boys or something took it, didn't he?
What, the phone?
In the bathroom.
No, the ball thing.
He would take it to the bathroom and do stuff with it. It was like a weird story that came out.
The Deflategate, yeah, again, this is what the article came out after. Like, hey, no ball that went into the game. If you if it just was sitting out in the cold that night, the PSI was going down.
Either way, if he wants to take all the air out of the ball, I don't care. He's still throwing the ball. Like,
whatever. It was 38-7.
It does,
30,
to me, I
10.
don't think it's ever an issue. That's why, guys, we're going to take a quick break because we got Darius Butler coming up here in about 5, 6 minutes. Old D-Butch. D-Butch will join us. I'm sure he has plenty of opinions about Davante's situation. Going on.
2 of his teams are in the conference finals.
F1 is going on.
Yeah, Verstappen's doing it.
Like the leading guy that I talk to or I look to when I think of F1 racing, right?
Yeah, him and TC.
He's going to be him and TC and Brad Pitt.
Right.
He's got a Netflix show.
Shakira,
I think.
Movie.
And Shakira. Unfortunately, she's not with Tom Cruise right now.
Well, let's
we'll touch on that on the other side, guys.
Okay.
Let's take a quick 5. We'll see you in 5.
Take 5!
Hey, we're up to something big. Hey, we're up to something big, AJ. We are up to something. This is the coolest moment of the history of my existence. I think people are going to say that our heater horse has arrived for the Super Bowl. It's a pretty big deal.
Dude, Kenny was named after Kenny's Woods. A man named Kenny owned the hill in the woody area. They turned it into an amusement park, which is a Yinzer staple. So Jeezy actually shouts out this area we're currently.
I think life can be much simpler whenever you just take care of your people, enjoy your life, and do your thing, and that's all we're trying to do.
You know, growing old, slowly dying. How about you? How's everybody? I'm gonna give a full lead up to how I got to where I'm at.
I think I'm very lucky to be from here. If you're a kid that has walked through these halls, you understand something that not a lot of people do. I think I'm very lucky to be from here. If you're a kid that has walked through these halls, you understand something that not a lot of people do. I think Plum is a much different place than everywhere else.
Man, there's Nick up there. Go look at Nick, how pissed off he is.
This past summer, I was driving through here because I was here for an event, and Angelo Bolino, little blonde-haired kid, was kicking on the same field that I used to kick on as a child. And he had like 2 balls and a holder. And I was watching him kick, and then he would go shag for himself, and then he would come back and kick. And the easy question is, if he had 10 balls, how much better could Angelo Bolino be? If I would have been able to have 10 balls, 15 balls, new cleats, new everything, chances to go to camps with my teammates and everything, what could have happened? So I said to myself, literally after meeting with Angelo, great season by the way, dude. I said if I ever get a chance, I'm gonna try to take care of the potential humans and kids that were in my exact position in Plum. I'm gonna give $200,000 to the Plum area soccer. I'm gonna give $150,000 to the PMFA youth football. I'm gonna give $100,000 to the baseball youth. I'm gonna give $100,000 to the lacrosse. And then we're gonna have $2 million in this fund that'll just start. And hopefully it'll only go on from here.
Sweet stuff for sports.
Just anything to make everybody's, the teams and the players' lives easier, better. Trying to streamline the entire process of taking care of the athletes at Plum High School is kind of what it's all about.
Hey, you too. Wow, dude, that was cool. All right, Lombardi, like the Indy.
You're going to have a lot of people that have never accomplished anything in their life tell you that what you're thinking about doing isn't possible. Just because they don't think they could accomplish it doesn't mean anything to you. Cheers, everybody. Hey, we're all Mustangs here. Let's go.
Just want to do what's right, but turned around and got dropped.
Great sportsmanship.
Into the cover, he has sportsmanship, but Mia Hill just picked up her first win ever in NXT.
Here is your winner,
Hell yeah, Red Panda. It is time to go on up to the unicycle that has captivated people all over this planet Earth.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, Red Panda is in the Thunderdome.
Oh my God.
Let's go. Hi, Red Panda. Thank you so much.
I'm hyperventilating, Pat. I think I'm going to have a fucking heart attack.
Mad Mel, could you tell me about the scouting report on Red Panda?
Absolutely explosive. You will never see someone with this kind of stability and balance in all your life. Been an absolute game changer for the last 30-plus years. Brings her A game every single time she comes on the court or multi-purpose field.
Ain't too simple.
And look at her go.
Completion to Red Panda. Panda. He's in the trenches. He's got his eyes on the prize. The ball is going on the head of Red Panda. 2 balls completed from AQ Shipley.
This is nuts. Are you serious? This is
AQ can hold more than 2
at work.
plates, 2 bowls.
No way.
I absolutely love this song. Oh my God!
There we go, Red Panda. 1 for 1.
If Red Panda goes perfect on a day, we'll give away $50,000.
Whoa.
To one person that retweets this video and says something nice to somebody.
Red Panda, the legend, performing during the first round at the Thunderdome. She's 1 for 1 on bull tosses from her right foot to her head.
Come on.
Oh my God.
No way.
Oh my God.
2? No.
Red Panda stacking 2 bowls on top of each other and...
She did it!
Red Panda! She's batting and pitching a perfect game! There's no way this should be humanly possible.
No.
But what is impossible? It's I'm possible.
Yes. Whoa.
And whenever you're talking about Red Panda, you're talking about the biggest I'm in the history of I'm possible.
Yes.
What
Hell
she
yeah.
does every single night is not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
There's no way you're supposed to be able to accomplish this feat.
No way.
No.
AJ Hawk, what you say? How many people can do this? None. Just Red Panda. 5 bowls.
Let's go. Let's go.
$50,000 to somebody.
Let's go.
Say something nice to somebody.
Whoa.
And uses the hashtag PMS Draft Spectacular. Red Panda, take a bow. Hell yeah.
Wow.
That was awesome.
Hey, what?
Hey.
What?
Let's go.
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Boston
Welcome back. Hour 3 of the Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk, sitting in for Pat as he tends to his new baby girl, Mackenzie, with his wife, Sam, back at home. They seem to be doing very well.
Sports!
Wow.
It's what we've been talking about the last 2 hours, right, boys? And what I hear is during the break, there was some breaking news.
Yeah.
Diggs, I think you'll be a good one to explain this.
Oh,
This is
okay.
kind of a new age situation that is a breaking news because
New school.
It has to do with Twitter
new school,
and
dude.
the internet. I know with your young vibes, can you please tell the people what happened?
Super young vibes. It appears as if, let me check. Yep, the Minnesota Vikings.
Whoa.
Now, I haven't been to their actual page yet, but this is a screenshot.
We're doing Get McCockernerd, right? By Boner Garage. He didn't like.
Nope. This is
okay.
not per Boner
This is
Garage.
actual Minnesota Vikings Twitter.
Let me see if their actual Twitter did it.
At
Oh,
Vikings.
they did.
Yeah, and they got some studs up there, AJ. You see who's in that top banner?
Yeah.
From right to left. Who's that?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
TJ Hawkinson.
That's right.
Justin Jefferson. Oh, and Dalvin. No, that's
Oh,
not
wait.
Dalvin.
Whoa.
That's Al Madison.
They replaced him with one-time backup running back to Dalvin Cook.
Okay.
Alexander Mattison.
Was the old header? Was that exactly where Dalvin was too? Right in that spot.
That's
Then we'll
what
just
the
place
internet.
him right there.
That's what the internet.
Yeah, I think it was.
It
Okay.
was.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm
What
gonna
is
have
this?
to watch this Netflix show. You guys keep doing this guy's voice.
What does this mean?
What does this mean?
Yeah.
So this is so stupid that we talk about Twitter things like this, but it's actually real.
It's very real.
It's very real. When someone takes the
2023
out of
it
the
is.
profile, when they change it, it means it doesn't mean something is definitely happening, but it means they're pissed, someone's frustrated, and this seems like Dalvin Cook's not gonna be on the team anymore.
Oh no, it means something. Tom Diggs right by this one. It means something. This ain't no. You don't just change your Twitter head. You know, Twitter head
Especially the
means
team.
something.
Especially the team's official count.
You think the GM calls it, hey, change the Twitter head, he's gone.
Fucking real. Yeah, I don't know how that whole process plays.
I don't know.
I think it's possible. I mean, why not?
I know someone we can ask. This guy's hanging out waiting for us, guys, just listening to us,
Is he?
watching us.
No way.
Just talk about this, and let's let him join the jocularity. Obviously, very, very. This guy comes on the show all the time. Love this dude. D-Butts, just come on here now. Pod D-Butts up right now.
What's up, fellas? What's up, AJ?
What's up,
Killing it?
D-Butt? We got so many questions for you, D-Butt. There's a lot of things going on. We just learned of this Dalvin Cook situation. What does this mean? Is he gone? Is there another veteran free agent running back on the market?
I don't know if they'll be looking the veteran route, but it's been kind of some rumblings since this offseason started about the Vikings potentially moving on from Dalvin Cook. I think he's a great weapon, in the run game, in the pass game. But this is definitely something. This isn't, obviously it's new now with social media, Twitter, IG, or whatever. But even when we were playing, like, you knew when certain things changed or certain people weren't on certain promos that, if it was a Green Bay defense, like A.J. Hawk was going to be somewhere in that header, on that brochure, on that program. And if you're not, that's some writing on the wall. So this ain't nothing new, really. But, it'd be interesting to see which direction they go.
Also, Debo, we talked about this earlier, actually, with Michael Lombardi. Do you see Davante in the article that they wrote where he is quoted many times and sounds like he is not real happy with the direction that this offense is going in Las Vegas with the Raiders, especially it's only May 16th, so I'm wondering how much they have installed. But what's going on here?
This is big. You don't see, especially Davante. I mean, this is kind of out of character, for him. But a player of his caliber, the money that he's making on that roster, he obviously has the most leverage, the biggest voice that can actually get things going in a certain direction. So this is what he's doing. It's May, so maybe this is kind of the best time to ruffle these feathers, because by the time training camps get here, this won't be a story anymore, obviously. But he let his voice be heard and known, from his head coach, who's obviously has his hands all over that offense, to the GM, to the ownership. Everybody hears this when it's a $30 million receiver. I think, second year of his contract? Yeah. You gave up a ton for him, obviously. So, obviously some things have changed, but you got Josh Jacobs back, who you're going to have for another year, who was one of the top running backs in the league last year. So it'll be interesting to see how McDaniels handles this, especially coming from that New England tree.
D-But I know you're a huge hockey guy. Is your squad still rolling?
I see Pack over there. Is that a Stoner jersey?
Oh, hell yeah.
Him and Stoner are best friends.
They're boys.
Yeah. Hey, that shit clean, man. Big hockey guy, though. Huge hockey show.
Yes, sir.
It is a hockey show.
I didn't hear your question, AJ.
Is your squad still alive?
Come on, hey, what kind of question is that, man?
I'm just asking.
We're in the Final Four.
I'm asking for the people that don't know, D-But, the people that may not know your squad.
Yes. It's always time to hunt. We should still be the favorites to win it all, but obviously we came in this thing as a super low seed, upset the great Boston Bruins, wiped the floor with the Leafs, and now we up here with Carolina. So it should be another good series. This hockey playoffs, man. Like, I can watch playoffs in any sport, but hockey, like, this shit is intense. I've been loving it, especially this offseason.
Is there a lot of
this postseason? Sorry.
Is there a lot of Go Cats going on in Southern Florida right now?
Hey,
or is there more Go Heat?
Hey, it's even right now. Heat has more of a, I would say, a consistent fan base. Obviously, you're in South Florida, so it's not going to be a hotbed for hockey. But the Panthers, they get good support. And it's not in Miami. A lot of people say, hey, those Miami sports. It's in Sunrise, kind of like Broward County, close enough to Miami, though. But we're rooting for everybody. It's been a good year to be a fan in South Florida. We got FAU and UM in the Final Four. Obviously, the Heat doing their thing. The Panthers doing their thing. So obviously we're looking forward to the Dolphins season as well. So vibes are high down here.
Conman?
Yeah, Tony, also just to add on there, if, Matthew Tkachuk was walking down the street, nobody would know who the fuck he was. But that's
also not how you pronounce it.
Yeah, no, that's how you pronounce it. Tkachuk is not how you pronounce it.
Oh, really?
Yes, I know.
Him in that video?
What video?
Jason Tatum? Well, him and Jason Tatum actually went to high school together.
Yes, they did.
What?
Yeah, they went to Chaminade together.
Like Stafford and
in St. Louis. Like Stafford in Kershaw, yeah. But no, but speaking of Jason Tatum, you had a prediction on the internet.
Yeah.
You say, it didn't matter who won, Celtics or Sixers. It was always going to be the Heat and 6. Now, there are percentages that have come out, which I don't agree with. I think it's absolute bullshit. No one gives Spoelstra any credit. And, Jimmy Butler in the playoffs is a much different animal. So that whole 97-3 shit, no chance that is true. Yeah, it is absolutely ridiculous. With that being said, do you still believe that the Heat will win in 6 games? And do you think that maybe they steal one this week in Boston, game 1 or game 2?
Oh, yeah, you can't go down 0-2. Got to steal one in the Garden. And this is something that's been circled. Jimmy said it last year in the exit press conference. Hey, we're going to be right back in this position. Everybody knows this as football players. When you have a team or you have a squad or you have a coach, you have a core, sometimes you lose a game. Maybe it's late in the season. Maybe it's in the playoffs. and you're like, hey, we're going to be right back in this position next year. We got to get over that hump. And I think that's the position the Heat are in. And I'm fully confident in that squad. A bunch of dogs, a bunch of undrafted guys. You mentioned it. Spo doesn't get enough credit. Already top 5 in playoff victories all time. And as long as Jimmy Butler's out there, Bam has been playing his ass off as well, both ends of the court. A lot of guys with not much notoriety, Struz, Martin, all these guys were playing big, important minutes. Kyle Lowry even stepping up, playing some good ball. So I'm fully confident in my Heat. Now, obviously, the Celtics, super, super talented team. I think we got the coaching edge, though. Maybe if Udoka's there, it's a different series, but I think we get him. It's kind of like Tatum coming off that 50-point unbelievable performance, just like Steph did coming into the Lakers series. It's gonna be kind of similar, but I still got my Heat in 6. But obviously, I always respect and love the battles between us and Boston. And by you not agreeing with that 97-3. You sound a little scared, too, so I feel real good.
I'm not scared. I respect what the Miami Heat are, and you couldn't be more wrong about Joe Mazzulla, too, because if Ime Udoka was going down to Miami every other week, he'd be staring at boobs, okay? He wouldn't be focused on basketball.
True.
So maybe respect –
Allegedly.
Maybe respect Joe Mazzulla a little more, okay, Darius? Because that might come back to bite you in the ass.
It might. Hey, that's sports, man. I don't mind being on freezing cold takes. I don't give a fuck.
Amen.
People wrong on TV every day.
Bingo.
True.
Pac's got something for you.
D-But you see Tua Tagovailoa today throwing that ball? However you said that name I just said.
One more. Can you do one more, Pac, please? Just for the show.
Tua Tagovailoa.
There we go.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Okay, that was I didn't see it though. What? The throw?
Yeah, did you see him out there today? And this is a 2-part question. Did you see the throw today? And do you think, Robbie, I think the chosen one will make the team.
Spiral.
Tone Diggs said he won't even make the team. I truly think that he will make the team. And that's a hell of a 4x1 team. What do you think?
Ooh. Hey, hell of a 4x1 team. I say a lot of people put the Bengals. I know they're your Bengals as well. You'll probably say that's the best wide receiver group in the league. But if you look at wide receiver groups, as DBs, I think we'll get a little less sleep going against these Ferrari dudes out here. Ty Hill, obviously Jalen Waddle, Chosen Anderson, Cedric Wilson, like all these guys can fly. Now it's going to be about the quarterback. Can Tua stay healthy? Tua, if you watch him, we watch him play. Like he's just one of those quarterbacks who's always like falling weird. He's always getting tackled weird. Like I hope he gets down more, throws the ball away more. But if he can stay healthy, I'm going to put the good energy, good vibes out there and say that he does. And he's going to play this whole season. I think we make a deep postseason run. I think we have the best, most explosive wide receiver room in the league. So I'm excited for year 2. Obviously, the offensive line going to have to hold up as well. They built a little more there in those regards. But Mike McDaniels, Tua, and the Cheetah, Waddle, all those guys, another year at it. I feel real good about my squad down here, man. Tua, can you say his name again one more time?
Yeah, one more.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Yep. Nailed it.
Boom.
That's it.
On you, Ty.
D-But, going to the Western Conference Finals, who do you like tonight? And do you think the Heat, if you think the Heat are moving on, do you think they can beat the Lakers or the Nuggets?
You know what? In the Final Four, honestly, I think, especially this year, I think anybody can win it. I think the Heat, they're still like plus 1,400 or something crazy like that. And once again, you look at the makeup of the rosters, not a lot of top picks, not a lot of stars, so maybe that's why. But yeah, I think the Heat can go and beat the Lakers. Now, talking about this Western Conference Finals matchup, hey, LeBron, I don't know how you guys feel, but watching him this year, and Mick could probably speak on this, but I feel like Bron has kind of been pacing himself.
Fucking killing it, people. So good.
Bron been pacing himself. Like every series, I feel like he's still the best player on the team. AD's going to have his 2 games every series where he's the best player on the planet. But LeBron's been consistent. He kind of puts his foot on the gas when it's time to close out a series. The other guys around him have been stepping up. Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker when he needs to. All these guys.
Dennis Schroeder.
Thompson might make some appearances this year. Schroeder been doing his things as well. But with all that being said, I like the Nuggets in game 1. Joker's just unbelievable. Joker's unfucking believable. He's a bully in the paint. He always makes the right play. You want to put some on that? I'm going to bet on the first game. What do you want to bet? Let's do something. We can talk off here.
We'll talk off here. We got to bet.
But yeah, I like Joker and the Nuggets tonight. I think for them to win this series, though, for them to beat the Lakers, they're going to need a 3-headed monster. That's him, Murray. And I think Michael Porter Jr. is going to have some big scoring games for the Nuggets to actually win this series, though.
Is it gonna go 70? You think it's gonna go 7? And you got hold on. Did you just say you have the Nuggets winning it, right?
I got the Nuggets in game 1.
Okay, all right. So how many games do you think the series go?
I think this is a 6 or 7 game series. I don't think the Nuggets have been getting the respect. They play late a lot. You know, they don't play. It's not a bunch of motherfuckers jumping up and dunking, shooting step back threes. They play good basketball though, on both ends of the court. So I think they got a good coach. With all that, I think it goes 6 or 7 for sure. It's not like a sweep or a 4-1 series either way, in my opinion.
I like that.
Okay. Diggs?
D-Bite.
Okay. Pace it out. Pace yourself.
You know I have the Mercedes hoodie. You know I'm a Sir Lewis Hamilton guy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's fucking gone too far, okay?
Yes, he has.
TC has shown some interest in Shakira. He sent her flowers. And then there's videos of her and Sir Lewis Hamilton hanging out after. Can you check your fucking boy for us, please? And I saw Monaco's coming up. Is that like the creme de la creme that you want to go to? Is Monaco?
Ooh, no, I wouldn't say that. I think that is the creme de la creme. People do love that that place, that track. Obviously, you know, you got the yachts and it's super bougie. But because I don't like the track. It's not a lot of. It's a tough track to pass other cars on it, so I'm not a big fan of that. Yeah. I would go out to the Italian Grand Prix, which is this weekend actually out there in Italy. I would love that one.
That makes sense.
Silverstone out there in the UK, I would love that one.
Stop with Italy.
Sao Paulo,
Antonio.
Sao Paulo. Thank you, service, sir. And then the one down there in Brazil. What is it? Sao Paulo?
Yep.
There we go, right there. I would love to go to those outside of the American races, obviously. Vegas is going to be unbelievable in November, I think. And then obviously they got one in Austin that they do every year as well.
Please don't avoid this. Please don't avoid what.
But I shoot a text out. I shoot a DM or something out to Sir Lewis Hamilton. He was at courtside on one of these games too. He's been.
Tell him to stay away from the jam.
Watch his back.
Hey, hey, he was just down here in Miami.
I know. That's where this That's where this menage a trois.
Here we go, D-But. I don't know if you can see this. Tom Cruise and Shakira just chopping it up.
Yeah, I didn't see this either. What
is that? Her kid?
I don't know.
Shakira. The Grand Prix?
That was Miami. Yeah,
Miami. You were probably right. You were probably in that room.
Kid looks like
I didn't even know that room existed. My tax bracket right there.
Did you see who all is down there? It seems like just like a celebrity playground. And Brad Pitt, I know he's gonna start driving and they're filming him for a movie. Like, what's it like down there?
I mean, Miami's been on a little run, honestly. UFC, a lot of things have just been. The vibes have been high down here in Miami. It's been booming since. Especially 2020. 2020 brought a lot of businesses, a lot of people, a lot of things down here that weren't necessarily here before. So Miami's booming. But as far as the Grand Prix, I mean, everybody was there. And it's not only race fans, it's also a lot of people who just want to be, you know, probably much like the Derby. Some people care less about horse racing, but just want to be out there amongst the people. So the race was unbelievable. The vibes were dope. And to that movie, I actually had a little sit in on a fireside chat about the movie. You know, obviously there was the same director, same producer from Top Gun Maverick. To your point, it will be on the grid. It will be on the same track, driving. What's the guy's name? Ty, I know you know their name.
Joseph Kosinski. Yeah, he's directing it.
Oh.
Yep, Kosinski
Iceman?
and then
Ted's brother.
Kuklinski?
The producer.
Not Richard Kuklinski, no.
He's the Iceman.
He was.
But it's going to be dope, man.
The
It's going to
Iceman
be dope.
from Maverick.
Brad Pitt, he'll be the star. Idris will be there.
Ed
And then
Kaczynski.
I forget the young
Idris
lady.
Elba's in it?
Nah, not Idris Elba. Damson Idris, the star in Snowfall.
Been sweet,
Wake
Yeah,
up.
it's gonna be a dope movie. They're gonna actually be on the track. Brad Pitt's actually gonna be driving the car. It's gonna be
with other
Mercedes
drivers.
Actually built the car
With other professional
What's that?
drivers, like who are going to be the other drivers on the course?
So the scenes from the movie will be the actual other cars, the actual other teams. So Max will be out there, Lewis will be out there.
Are these just like exhibition laps, or what is it? What are we doing?
Yeah, kind of like throughout the practice weekend, throughout the laps. Yep,
Look
they're
at
on the
Brad
same
Pitt.
track. The cameras, you know, the camera angles were a big part of why, Maverick, the Top Gun was so dope. And he basically showed the different cameras. I actually sent some pictures, so at some point you guys can pop it up there later down the line. But it's going to be I think it's going to be a super dope movie, whether you're into racing or not.
Did you take this picture? Can you see this picture of Brad Pitt? Did you this from your phone?
Canadian tuxedo.
No, this is not This is not from my phone. It's from some race last year. But yeah, Brad Pitt has been doing it. It's Sir Lewis Hamilton.
The coolest guy ever?
To make sure
the guy on the left,
fucking movie is authentic. He's really dialed in.
I like that. That's smart. You need
Hey,
that.
but how fast are these cars going? I know the Indy cars, they only get up, they got like all of them buying the same cars. They're going like 180, 200 miles per hour. How fast are these fast are these cars?
I think the Indy cars actually go faster.
So yeah, Indy's like
this is street racing, right? So you can't really get this.
I just looked it up. Indy and F1 are very similar. They're both like 230.
They go 230 to F1, but they're making too many turns, I feel like. Aren't they?
Yeah,
probably lighter
You
cars.
get some straightaways. You get some DRS, AJ, which is I think drag resistant system. Basically, slap that wing down. And you pick up an extra 8 kilometers an hour, whatever it is. And that's what I've seen. The fastest I've seen is probably around 215-ish. I haven't seen anybody get up to 230 yet, but around 215-ish. And I think Indy cars, I've seen them like 220. But like you said, AJ, it's a lot more. You got some hairpin turns. You got a lot more in and out, weaving, wheel-to-wheel racing. But I actually got an invite from NASCAR. To get out there and come to some of their Cup Series.
Go.
So I definitely go.
Talladega?
I gotta go.
We got an
It'll be
invite
either
from a driver
Nashville,
too if we want to go
Chicago.
to the pits when they're here.
Really?
The Brickyard, yeah.
Georgia or Indy.
Dang, D, but I love how deep into this racing world you have already become. Like, what is this, the last year or so? I know you watched the Netflix series, and that kind of sparked your interest, didn't it?
Yeah, so actually, I watched the race.
Fastest lap that weekend.
I don't know if this is a video. You can see the other kid on the other sim over there, but he was literally on that thing for like an hour straight.
Oh, what a hog.
What a mark.
But see, there he is back there.
Come on,
no,
kid.
not even hands on the wheel.
What is he
Come on.
doing?
What is he doing? Yeah.
Jeez, that's not going to get it done.
Some spoiled kid just.
Oh, you're going to be in a real car soon,
Exactly.
D, but they're going to put you in a real car. Or have you driven a real car yet on the track?
Hey, I might do a hot lap at some point, AJ. I might do it.
He
It's
can't
definitely on
tell
my bucket list. But yeah, last year I just saw a race. I saw like a lead up to a race on ESPN for probably like an hour and a half, and just kind of got a little more behind the scenes of the drivers, the teams, etc. And then actually watched the race. And then after that, I went to watch the Drive to Survive series, and then that kind of just I'm one of those people, especially since being done with football, like I go down rabbit holes. I just get into shit.
Well, yeah, you're scratch golfer now after playing for 3 months.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I see that. I see you posting,
yeah.
man. It looks, first off, the weather looks beautiful. It looks nice.
My black ass got a 10, so I'm out there putting it. Yeah, the golf has been. I'm 10 toes down.
What are you
as
shooting?
well, but yeah, I've been fully. Ooh.
What's your range?
I had
What's your like a range of what you can?
I honestly couldn't even give you a real range, AJ. The best I've ever done was 89.
Oh,
jeez,
you can play.
Like I was on top of the world.
Dang,
and then the next day, literally the next day, I went out there. And I was probably like 105.
That'll happen.
Literally the next day.
That's golf.
That's golf, baby.
Yeah.
That's golf.
But but I will tell you this, and I've been keeping Foxy updated because since I played with Foxy and Indy, learned a lot. Been keeping them updated with my swing and my progress.
Good.
Today was my second day walking the course, and I tell you what, night and day for me. Like walking the course, I'm a 10 times better player.
Oh yeah,
which ain't much.
That's a thing in golf.
Actually getting it.
I was saying that to D,
Not
but
good.
it's a thing in golf. It makes no sense. I don't know what it is, but you play better when you walk. Every golfer that plays a lot has known that. So I'm glad that you're experiencing this now, D. But you're really like all the way in on this.
Hey, I'm all in. Once I got out there, I'm seeing, 70-year-olds and 80-year-olds just out there either playing or walking. I'm like, damn, like, okay, if I get good now, this is something I could be, I can do for the next few decades. Do it with your kids, do it with your parents. You obviously meet great people out there. So I'm glad I'm getting into it. All my brothers are kind of getting into it as well.
Yeah,
so I've been enjoying it.
Like you got
Nobody's getting an F1 with me though. I'm still by myself for that. Nobody buying it.
Ty Schmidt, what do you have?
Yeah, speaking of F1 this weekend, D, but I'm considering watching it. Give me a nice little appetizer for what to expect, or is it just the same old like, oh, fucking Verstappen's gonna win, and none of these other fucking guys who anyone's ever heard of are gonna do anything? It's the Max Verstappen.
Is his car
show.
faster than everybody else, or what? What's going on?
Yes,
Red Bull cars are.
Yes, they built an absolute rocket ship. The engineers are unbelievable. They did breach the cost cap a couple years ago, So basically spending more than the salary cap. So people will call them cheaters, but I think they just built a great car, got great drivers as well. And, it's America, so you're trying to make sports a new sport especially, and it's not new, it's an old sport obviously, but when you're trying to make something more popular here especially, like we want the fucking winners and losers. Who would win it? If every time I tune in, I know the fucking Lakers are going to win the game, or the Heat's going to win the game. It's not entertaining, especially if you're getting into the sport. So that's the case right now with Red Bull. They are most likely going to win the race unless they fucking crash or have some type of failure. But after them, it's like 3 teams: Ferrari, it's Mercedes, it's Aston Martin, and Aston Martin's kind of been on the top of that league. But it's still like, the best of the rest battles, and then you got your midfield battles, and then you got your, your low. So it's battles all up and down the grid. So if you're tuning in to try to get it to see who's going to actually win the race, it's not going to be exciting, especially this year with F1. But Mercedes are bringing big upgrades this weekend, so we'll see if Sir Lewis Hamilton and George Russell can make something shake out there. Fernando Alonso went to Aston Martin, and obviously you guys don't know who the fuck these guys are. But Fernando Alonso has been driving for a long, long time. He moved teams, and he's been a dog this entire year with Aston Martin. So it is still some entertainment. This one will be a wet race, Ty.
Oh, love that.
So it'll be some rain. So
wet track.
when the rain's involved,
like we know for sure.
It's kind of like football. Like when it's shitty weather games,
gotta get the rain tires on, right?
Yeah, get the slicks off and put the rain tires on.
Yeah,
that's big for Alonso.
Exactly.
D-But, are they thinking about using maybe like NOS in any of the cars?
7 Fast, 7 Furious.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually, it's
bingo. You just nailed it. 7 Fast, 7 Furious.
Yeah.
And then is there any thought to maybe throw, Vin Diesel in one of these cars? Let's see what he can do on the track.
Fast X comes out this week.
Boom, promoted.
No
Have Vin
helmet
Diesel
with his head. His head's too hard. He doesn't need a helmet.
And he was out there in the Miami Grand Prix too. He was out there making waves. But I don't think any NOS is coming to the track. Unfortunately.
Bullshit.
D-But, what's the rest of the day look like? You playing golf today, or do you already play?
Play this morning.
Really?
So I got a suite. When I dropped my kids off at school,
wake up.
My middle schooler and high schooler, they both live really they both go to school right near golf course. So I drop them off, either go play or hit the range.
You play 9 or 18?
What's that?
You played 9 or 18?
Played 18. So I walked 9
Nice.
last night, like around sundown, so it wasn't too hot. And then I actually started off in the cart with a guy. 3 holes in, I couldn't hit the fucking ball. I said, hey, I got to get out and walk. We were playing with another guy who was walking and pushing. So the guy looked at me crazy, but I'm like, yeah, I got to switch it up. And I played much better for those last, 15 holes. The rest of the day, getting the kids. I got a rec league, a men's league game tonight. And obviously watching basketball.
You're going to dominate. I love watching your clips of you just dunking on dudes, or hitting step-back threes on these kids, like at wherever you're playing. You seem to play at a lot of different venues, too.
You gotta keep those competitive juices flowing. At least I got to.
You got those.
Kids,
your joints look like they feel good too. You got some spring in your step.
Yeah,
I feel good. I was blessed. I made a lot of business decisions, but I was blessed. I didn't have a bunch of major surgeries. Finger, arm, wrist.
Just knock yourself out 10 or 12 times a year.
I had a couple little nat. But yeah, I'm pretty good, man. The body feels good. 37, turned 37 in March. But the body feels really, really good, actually. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, good for you. Speak for yourself. Do one of these kids get pissed like, hey, D-Bud takes all the fucking shots? Or do they just understand, like, this guy's way better than us, so just let him shoot?
So it depends. I play, it depends. First of all, if you're on my team, I'm going to take the shots. I got the green light, all right? What happens is a lot of times I bring the ball up, and I use it in transition. And I'm like Joker. I'm like LeBron. I'm Kevin Love. I'm pushing in the transition.
You score 50 this game?
I'm giving it up. If the ball comes back to me, Connor, I'm shooting the ball. And everybody knows that. So if I push it and it comes back to me, I'm shooting.
Are these the local kids at the YMCA that didn't make the
get your ass out there, you're going to get fried the same way.
Go back to the video. Look at this kid in the blue. He never played any. Look at this guy.
Not a lot of assists out there.
Are you playing against? Who are you? Look at him.
Pack is so mad.
He got 2 left feet.
Pack's mad. This kid's not closing out hard enough.
Hey, they got their hands up.
I would foul the shit out of you if you was doing that to me.
Little fella.
Bro, you giving them like 60 points. At some point, they got to foul your ass.
I get fouled, but people get frustrated because they foul me hard and then I don't call foul. Like, they'll be like, hey, you got that. Like, hit you. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I should have made that. You got that kind of mind
shot right there, boy.
Hey, don't let Gary V get down there. He's not scared to foul you.
Yeah, he'll fuck your shit up.
See, I'm good with you, finally. Just don't hit me in the air, Gary V. And he looked like one of them motherfuckers that'll undercut you on the fast break. Like, hey, no layups, man, no layups.
D-Bud, thanks, man.
Right now?
Who?
Oh, yeah, he's on his way.
this week. Yeah.
VCon
Oh, my
2
gosh.
days.
So are we going to see you,
I know
D-Bud?
you guys can't fucking wait.
Are you coming, D-Bud? You're not here? Are you speaking?
Nah. The intuitive lizard or iguana.
Whoa.
down there,
Intuitive
but
lizard.
I won't make it, but I know it's gonna be. I know he's gonna crush it. I know the city's on fire for the.
Oh, you have no idea.
There's pictures up at the airport, like giant mural-sized things going on.
I actually
Econ.
saw Gary B this weekend.
Flying around?
Buzzing around.
Gary B.
Yep. Setting everything up.
Oh my goodness! Well, we'll make sure we check in to see what happens at VCon, D-Bud. Thanks for your time, man. Really appreciate it. Good luck on your golfing endeavors, your basketball domination of these kids. I know Pac has some issues. He didn't feel like those kids closed out hard enough when you were taking open threes.
Hey, we'll all be in the Thunderdome soon enough.
Ooh.
Hey, I don't have 2 left feet, so I can tell you that.
Oh no! All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Tell you that.
Darius Butler. Thank you. Honestly, D-Bud might have scored 50 in that one game.
Wow, oh, yeah. Seemingly for deep, too.
I can see Pac's eye. I can see Pac scowling at this. And they who's
pissed.
playing defense on him? Come on now.
I respect that he has a legitimate jump shot. Like, it's not like a set shot.
No,
like, he
jump.
Is,
Oh, no,
he's up there.
D-Bud's still playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's also throwing down in this.
How upset are these kids?
This kid.
This kid's at least trying to pressure him, though.
Yeah.
That kid was better. Now,
Yeah.
This other kid
Same
with
kid.
the gray here, left feet, 2 feet, right there.
Nice Jordans, though.
Yeah.
2 left Jordans.
That's just a great shot right there.
Right here, he's got a little post move.
This kid in the blue ain't never played. He got to be 6'7", too. Oh, shit. Okay, D-Bud.
The more we
Great
show this,
shot.
the more pissed Gary V gets, and he's gonna all of a sudden show up in one of these. We're gonna see a video of Gary just hacking D-Bud from behind.
Fuck.
Yeah, I can see Gary V. How has nobody fouled this fucking guy yet?
Does D-Bud bring a videographer? Who films this for him?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
AM1 right there. Pac-Man, I think he might cook you.
Not gonna happen.
He's making plays,
I
man.
don't
Good for
know.
D-Bud. D-Bud, from what I've learned from being around D-Bud over these last couple of years, he doesn't just like tiptoe into anything.
No, he goes
He
all
seems
the
to
way
jump
in.
all in. Like the F1.
I respect that.
He's definitely going to be driving an F1 car. Like he's going to be doing the pace lap or whatever.
Yep.
He was already talking to Jay Leno, right? At the F1
Yes,
situation.
He's with Jay.
He's driving next to a young kid who looked like a professional driver.
Golfing,
in a
golfing
simulator.
every day when he jumps.
Golfs every day.
Yep.
Yeah, so whatever D-Bud does, he probably he perfects it, and then he just goes to something else. Is that
Yeah,
what he's doing?
he masters it.
I mean, look at him. Him and Jay Leno. Jay loves
D-Bud,
the guy.
have you seen this? Have you heard about this? I think that's what Jay said.
Yeah, well, how do you think it went when they both like initially shook hands and met and then took a picture? Was it Jay that asked D-Bud for the picture?
Hey, D-Bud, let me get a photo. What do you say? What do you say?
think so, actually.
I love everything DB.
Yeah, he's a big Colts fan.
Yeah.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Jay's pretty tall. Jay's got to be, what, 6'2"?
Yeah, he's up there. So he actually looks good. I thought he
does.
yeah, because
he's 70-something.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he had that horrible fight.
He's flipped like 8 cars in the last.
Was it one of his
years.
like old steam engine cars that caught fire?
It was in his garage, and he was like doused in gasoline or something. He was being a little grease monkey underneath the hood or something. Then I don't know if someone like flicked a cigarette in there or what happened, but there was like a massive fire in his
spark
garage.
plug caught.
Pack, are you tight with Jay Leno?
No, I'm not tight with Jay Leno. I know Jay Leno.
You ever been to his like hangar with all of his cars?
I have.
It's legit a hangar, I heard.
Legit crazy. He probably have 500 cars in there. It's like unbelievable.
How? Where does that go? Because he doesn't have any kids either. Who gets it? Who does that go to?
I mean, he got everything, pretty much everything.
He legit has like a steam engine thing. I saw he had like one of the first cars, and he has like a locomotive.
That green, I know exactly.
Drives it down the road too out there.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it? It's by Burbank, right? It's like the Burbank Airport.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he bought an old hangar, and it's a shop.
That's absurd.
Jerry is a similar situation, right? Not as many.
Jerry has
but
Porsches, I thought, right?
Jerry
Seinfeld. I think Jerry Seinfeld's a huge Porsche.
He's got a bunch of different cars.
Yeah.
though. Because
Bunch.
he also
he gets
has-
coffee in them.
Where does he keep them?
I assume he probably has a hangar too.
He lives like in New York City.
You haven't that many cars.
So he
Probably got a place in LA as well.
I'm sure he has a couple.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, probably has a place out on the island.
Where did comedians and cars getting coffee go?
What do you mean?
Is it done?
Still doing it.
I don't. He sold it to somebody. I feel like.
Oh,
or maybe he
really?
went to Netflix. It started on like Crackle or something weird, and then he went to Netflix. So that was a big deal. That was a big show.
Jerry's
for a while.
cars are at an underground place in Manhattan.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, really?
Boom.
He probably pays $3 million a month just to park them.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
In New York.
I would assume he just does it whenever the fuck he wants to.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
That's what
Netflix,
Jerry's-
I'm ready for another season.
Jerry's schedule seems to be that.
Yeah.
I just saw something pop up where he was with Howard Stern. He claims he turned down $110 million to do one more season of Seinfeld.
I don't
Did you
doubt
read
it.
that? I read that. I didn't watch the clip, so I could be completely wrong, but that's what it says.
So this says Leno has about 180 cars and Jerry's got about 150.
Jerry's got 150.
That's a lot of cars.
All of Jay's feel like they're in that one spot, or I bet Jerry's are spread out a little bit.
Maybe.
Yeah, because he probably does have some in L.A.
How many cars you got, Pac?
Damn. 1, 2, 3.
Cars
About
in
15.
Nice.
15.
You got, you got a barn. You got shop. Where do you
I
park
got a
them?
couple of them in Atlanta. I got this one barn in Cincinnati that I use. But like my Trackhawk, Demon. I got a '69 Chevelle.
Well, you just bought a bus. I saw.
Yeah, I bought that yesterday.
What are you doing? Is that part of the touring thing you were doing?
No, this it's a project
for you.
Yeah, it's a project.
How come you
I
brought
love
your
buses,
IROC?
RVs. I love everything. Is that Jay's place?
Sick.
Is that Jay or Jerry? Oh yes, Jay.
Beast.
Are you kidding
Back,
me?
how come
That's
you
like
haven't
what
drove
Great
your
Gatsby drove.
IROC out yet?
Oh, I'm getting it painted. Okay. Tone digs, and I had to get it right before I bring it up.
Smart.
Yeah.
Patrick Peterson's big into cars. You seen his collection?
Yeah. Pat P got a nice collection.
Big setup. He's an old muscle car guy, right?
One of the best I've seen is Chris Brown. Chris Brown got a crazy, sick collection.
Really?
Atlanta?
About 10 Lambos. Every Lambo you can name in California.
That's absurd.
It's crazy.
AJ's is sweet too. He's got that, that apple of his eye, the '96 Dodge Ram that he drives.
I think it's like 2013, maybe.
2013.
They got GPS
Crank windows.
GPS
There's cigarette lighters in there.
GPS got invented a couple years later.
So you
I don't have it.
You got
still use the Garmin?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, you go get old suction cup Garmin like when I was
you
a
do.
freshman in high school.
You got the 6-disc changer underneath the passenger seat.
Those were so sweet.
Oh yeah.
Just don't hit any bumps because it'll skip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We got to get the anti-skip.
Boy,
So-
we've
come a long way, haven't we?
We
Pat?
have.
Look at us.
And you're still fucking around out there.
That's
with
right,
that
man.
thing.
Analog. I like it. Old school.
Yep. That's
What's
right.
your first car when you signed?
Talking to Pac?
Both you guys.
AJ's is in the parking lot.
Yeah, it's still here actually.
I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. Mine was a dealer car that I'm still rolling with. So yeah,
Like Kurt Warner.
my wife has a nice. Yeah, I like her car. It's like a tank.
Yeah, didn't you get the green Trailblazer? And you're like, go Packers.
The green Trailblazer.
Packers
I
for
did not-
life.
I never did have a Packer color car. No, I never did.
No, I think it was actually the Blazer.
I had
at that
the
time.
OJ Bronco. My wife got me the OJ Bronco for my birthday like 8 or 9 years ago. White Bronco was legit. It was
sweet.
awesome. But then drove it for a while, and then it wasn't reliable. It wouldn't consistently start. There was always something, and I couldn't figure it out, and so we had to get rid of it eventually.
Damn.
It was awesome though. Broncos are sweet.
Yeah.
It was redone. It was really nice.
Yeah, Foxy's got one of the new ones. The new ones are
that's
awesome
Foxy's
too.
out here. They have different sizes too.
Yeah.
of the
Well,
Broncos.
they have a sport and a regular.
I like the big one.
The regular is the one. Yeah, the one
The
Foxy.
sport
has.
ones are Mickey Mouse.
They are.
Can't you take the doors off and stuff?
Yeah,
Lift
Foxy,
it
you
like
can,
a Wrangler.
right?
Yep, you can take the whole roof off, any of the doors off, the whole deal.
I love. I mean, I've always loved Wranglers. I love taking
those are
taking all
great.
the doors off, taking everything off, driving around in the summer.
And
Old
they
school
hold their
stick
value
shift
too.
Wranglers.
Them
Oh,
damn Wranglers still cost after you drive them around, pound up and everything.
what'd you buy when you first? What car? What was your first car?
Bentley.
Bentley, right off the
Four-door
bat.
Bentley. Yeah.
How much are those?
I think I spent at that time. I spent like $190 for it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like 400.
Me too.
Continental, Flying
You still
Spur.
got it?
No.
Oh wow.
But you have,
Don't those hold their value?
2005.
Those should hold their
Yeah.
value.
you have a different Bentley now.
Yeah, I have a different Bentley now.
You have a 2-door?
Yeah, convertible.
The speed.
Oh yeah. You had a couple teammates get those, like the little sport or whatever they call them. Those
Did
are
you
nice.
say it was too much power and you didn't feel like safe driving?
Oh, what? What happened?
That's what he told me.
That doesn't sound like him.
I know.
Smack him with a mouth pack, man.
It's just too much
Boy,
power on this car.
What am I doing, man?
I can see Pat coming in. Man, this thing is way too powerful, guys. I got to get rid of it.
That fucking electric car was way too powerful.
So wait, is that
Yeah,
that thing you already
speaking
oh,
of-
bro,
you sent that out to pasture?
Hey,
That thing's gone
yeah,
already.
It's out, bro.
See,
Speaking of, Dion just got that fucking sweet
Oh,
truck.
yeah.
You see it?
no,
truck
what do you
was
get? Do we
sweet.
have it? What is it?
Oh my God, this thing
Like
is
Russell Wilson type
absurd.
truck?
Big,
Nah,
much
it's a
bigger.
little bigger than that.
Is it like the semis? You're in this area. I remember the Cowboys had a few guys. Mark Colombo, I think he had the
Here we
semi
go.
truck. Legit.
It's like a monster
yeah.
truck.
That's pretty much
This is
yeah.
sick.
What?
Oh my god.
This
Look
pop
at that
dream truck right here.
It's awesome.
His head goes to the door handle.
Where
Yeah,
do
he
you,
said you need a 40-inch to get up into it.
where do you
Vertical,
park?
that is.
Wherever you want.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You just
That
push the
thing's
car out
amazing.
of the way.
I mean, that's like an end of days truck. Like if things go wrong, we need to all sprint to Dion to get to
He
that
have a
thing.
crazy garage too.
Oh, I would imagine. Jeez, I've seen some of the stuff of his property. Like I don't know where he's at, what he does with it now, but like awesome properties he had.
I wouldn't
He had
love.
a bunch of land in Dallas, didn't he? Around
Yeah,
there.
he was like in Prosper. Yeah, like 300 and some acres. but
F650.
He just moved on the other side and got 300 more acres.
F650 super truck.
I mean, those things on the side look like the grills where you like put ribs for. A few weeks.
That was actually an add-on.
He said it gets like 37 miles to the gallon too.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Those usually do. Cars.
I was gonna say I'd love paying the $15K in diesel every single time I need to fill this up at the gas station.
That thing is sweet.
Big tow wrench on there. Shit.
I had some teammates with big old dualies in Green Bay.
Yeah.
They'd have to plug them in. They'd plug them in the parking or keep them running all day in practice while we're in there when it was freezing cold.
I mean, that's a monster truck.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So they're just going to
It's
give
like a semi front almost.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I remember 12 years ago seeing. I think Mark Colombo pull out, and Bobby Carpenter was telling me about it. He's like, it's legit like the front of a semi. And I saw, and I'm looking up at it like, yeah, you're right. There he is. He's leaving the lot.
Russ's truck was like that, right? That he came up when he was wearing his jersey when he showed up to training camp?
Yeah, but his was wrapped in Russell Wilson faces.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
Let's ride on him.
Was Russ's an F650 super truck?
Let's ride.
I don't know.
Do you think they're going to do that again this season?
I think a lot of Russ's antics, I feel like Sean Payton's going to kind of put the Knicks to him, right?
It does.
You think Broncos going to be good back?
Yeah, buck them, baby.
How many wins? How many wins for the Broncos?
I think the Broncos are going to be all right.
Oh, no.
I believe in Sean Payton.
Yep.
But
how much better than last year is the question. I mean, look at the screen. Come on.
Yeah,
that's 3 wins at least, more. 3 extra.
They got Tim Patrick back. He was out the entire year with an ACL.
Yes.
And they got Javonte Williams back. He was also out the entire year with an ACL. So, like, you would assume.
Cortland Sutton's still there?
Cortland Sutton, Jerry Judy.
Man, they do have some weapons.
Noah Fant.
Mike
Defense is
McGlinchey.
good.
Mike McGlinchey.
They got Russ. Russ might win the MVP this year.
if let's ride, get it done.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to win the MVP, but
I don't think he'll win the MVP either.
I think he's going to be good, though.
What happened last
year? A lot
year?
of quarterbacks up there.
Last year?
Yeah.
I think it goes back to what we were talking about. When
I think he was
coaches,
dinged up, too. I think he had to be dinged up. He had to be
everyone
dealing with some kind of injury.
Pelissero came on and said it, too, and kind of it's been reiterated a few times now that he might have been 15, 20 overweight.
Oh, Pelissero said that?
Oh,
yeah, when Tom was on with Ian.
No, who was his own player?
That's
Or someone played
Tom-
against him that said that.
Tom.
Who was that? He was on his own team or whatever. He said, man, you see him on TV, and then I saw him in person, and I was like, man, what happened or something? Who was that? A player on another team said that about him. We talked about it on the show. He referenced him as some kind of term about his body, and it was
so he didn't have an office. He had a cafeteria.
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah,
actually.
I forget
who. Though.
Opposing DB. I forget who it was, but we'll figure it out. He called him something.
Fatso?
No, Ty. That would hurt.
He called him
feelings.
thick.
No, I just said something about it. We had a dude who another teammate used to call him, man, he referenced his body, and it was such a perfect thing. You know what, when someone comes up with something, they give a name to it?
Yeah.
He's something about his body's, dude, this guy's body being like something refrigerator or something weird comment where it made perfect sense, and then you saw the guy, and then that stuck with him for the rest of his life.
Well, yeah.
I've been about
He's
the
kind of a
grave
bad
digger.
body guy. No.
No, but that also was the accurate way to describe Eddie Lacy. It's not like
No, this is not Eddie. Don't slander Eddie.
I'm not slandering
Eddie
him.
had
He
great
was
feet.
a fridge. He was
I told Eddie
huge.
gain as much weight you can, buddy. Your feet are amazing.
Yeah.
But then then eventually, I guess it didn't work out.
I loved Eddie Lacy.
Eddie was honestly such a happy, fun dude
so
and a great
good,
teammate.
too.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, the Packers.
Bad photo.
They shouldn't have done this. They shouldn't have put this picture out.
He
It's a rough angle.
He had 1 year with like 15
Bad angle, right, Pat? Come on now. He's
That
turning
is.
back. Come on.
He looked like a D lineman.
It's top angle.
Yeah, but his arms are yoked.
You want good luck. You try. Like that's a tough thing. If you get Eddie in the open field, okay, yeah, let's try to go low. Nope, his lower body weighs 1,000. Like he is so thick and his legs are so strong.
Break your
There's no
helmet.
easy way to tackle him.
I mean, he was a dancing bear.
He was. What is that?
How many years did he
No,
play
not that
play for the Packers?
They drafted him in the second round, and what, like
12 or 13,
yeah,
maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
He wasn't there that
his
long.
first 2 years.
2
he
years
was
he was a dog.
so good.
Was the Chinese food clause real?
China food?
Oh, wasn't that when he went to Seattle?
No.
No, there's
No,
no way
it's
that was.
back-
There's
was
no
in
way
Green
that was
Bay.
real. Actually, in his contract, you're saying?
No, he just tweeted, "I love China food,"
Yeah.
and that was when he was still with the Packers. And then he showed up, and he was, he had ballooned up quite a bit. But yeah, no, he didn't stick in Seattle for very long either. He
They
was
had
there,
weight
and then
clause there. Remember, he had like a certain they could take a bunch of money if he wasn't under like 240 or 235, and then all of a sudden they just let him go, didn't they?
Yeah.
He never really played there.
Yeah, but those first 2 years, he was something special.
Yeah.
You're
And
telling
they
me.
devalue that running back position. We have all these running backs that are free agents out there.
Oh, yeah.
Zeke,
A lot.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette, Maybe Dalvin Cook eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Who else out there? All these guys that are going to have to play on. I read something where Zeke's old running back coach or somebody said you're going to have to get used to playing for $1 million or something. He said you're used to playing for 20 a year. You're going to have to figure it out and play for like 1 this year, basically.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Reprove yourself or something.
Like he lived through the final, and granted, it might come back again. The NFL cyclical, but he lived through like the final era of running backs getting paid.
Running backs aren't going to get paid, are they?
No, they're not. But Zeke had a great run.
Yeah.
But if he do go and start, like he ain't gonna get. You might get $1 million base with some incentives in it, but that you had your peak of the time. Now is, do you really want to play football?
Yeah,
and he wasn't
because it ain't about the money no more. Like you got to really say, all right, I really want to wake up every day, deal with the bullshit, and not get paid.
Yeah,
and he's not like the running backs that do get paid now, like Alvin Kamara and Tony Pollard and Christian McCaffrey, these guys who you can, Bijan Robinson, assuming that they do this with him. Like, yeah, you're going to get 10, 15 carries, but we're also going to throw you the ball. Mm-hmm. Like you're going to go and run routes. You're not just going to leak out of the backfield and get the ball. Like you're going to be a wide receiver for some of the snaps that when you're in the game.
Well, we'll see what happens too, because he gave that list like, hey, Bengals, Jets, or whoever.
We'll take him for $1 million and some change.
Right.
I think the Bengals would love it, man. Because played college ball right up the road.
If Joe's going to be on the team or not.
Yeah, Mixon.
Right.
Yeah, what is going on with him?
I don't know.
He's still under contract, right?
Been all quiet on that front.
Mixon can play.
Yeah,
especially if Mixon might not be there. They should absolutely
What's
go
his
get
name?
Zeke. You can get Zeke for cheap. Give him some
You get
incentives.
Zeke for cheap, man. Who knows? Joe might get suspended for it.
Kareem Hunt's still a free agent.
You know what I mean?
Kareem Hunt's a free agent?
Man. There's some good running backs out there.
So these teams are just waiting to like maybe right before camp or maybe if a guy gets hurt?
All these running backs that we're naming, they're not really scat backs. They're all power backs.
Goal line, yeah.
Yeah, like fourth down backs. Like these guys, we can't really motion them out the back and put them one-on-one. Like they don't fit that repertoire. So it's gonna be eager to see where it goes. Like Pittsburgh would be a good fit for one of these running backs, but they have a great running back.
Yeah, we got Najee and then actually the
Jalen Warren
undrafted Jalen.
Who do Baltimore have?
Dobbins is back. Dobbins off the
and they have
ACL.
Gus
Edwards.
See.
What about the Patriots, Con? They're never paying a running back.
No, never. They got Ramondre Stevenson. He's our best player on offense right now.
Right. And then when he needs a contract, he'll go somewhere else, right?
Yep, 100%.
I mean, the Jets would make a lot of sense for someone behind Breece Hall, especially coming off an ACL injury. Like
Breece, you ain't getting paid if you go to Jets.
No, for sure.
Right.
But I
like
think
a
he
Zeke
probably
or
knows
somebody.
it's exactly like Zeke or someone like that.
That's why like those guys that are veteran running backs that are on the market right now, like the dream is to go to a team that's really good,
win.
And all of a sudden, like you're going to find a role where you feel satisfied and you're scoring a bunch of touchdowns or something. Where I'm not that. I don't have the role I used to have, but I scored 14 touchdowns and I only rushed for maybe 600 yards or something. I mean, McCaffrey can do everything. He's so different. I feel like.
Oh, McCaffrey's still the main guy.
Wherever he goes, he's such a weapon. Like Lombo says, like in the 6-back offense, like you can use him as a running back, obviously, and he's just as efficient as a receiver and a slot receiver, reverses, whatever you want.
Yeah, these guys want the Jerome Bettis role when he won that last.
Oh, yep, you're right.
With the Steelers, where he had like 18 touchdowns and rushed for like 93 yards.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And Big Ben saved him on the tackle against the Colts. Right?
Perfect situation.
I still almost never forgive Jerome for that.
I mean, that's like the greatest tackle in Steeler history.
Yes.
If he doesn't make that tackle, a lot of things are different.
A lot of things are
Peyton
different.
might
Because
have
Jerome
three
was
Super
like within the 1 yard line going in.
Oh, yeah. And they were. Yeah.
Boom, ball pops out.
Game
Who was
over.
returning it?
Nick Harper?
I think he might. Roman Harper? I don't know.
No.
Either way, Ben made an unbelievable tackle, like from his back. What didn't he? Remember that back?
The entire stadium right afterwards.
No, get out.
And it
He didn't win the game yet.
He did.
Is that when he started doing that?
Yeah.
That was the
I
original.
don't think I believe you.
It was.
Jerome Bettis' son's getting recruited. I saw.
By who?
Big Bettis.
He's a big wide receiver.
Yeah,
Where's he going, Ty?
Athletic as hell. I had a chance to chill with Jerome Bettis in Atlanta. He's a big golfer too.
Huge golfer.
But his son is a dog.
Is he tight end?
Yeah, big boy too.
Think he'll go to Notre Dame.
He can move too. Good feet.
Really? Jerome had some sweet. That's what made Jerome
He was
special.
fast.
You know Notre Dame made Jerome go back to school to get his degree, bro. We had to
Like
he
recently?
had to literally go back and stay
Like
on
sit in
campus.
class and everything?
Yeah,
Yeah, man. They don't mess around. They don't lower anything.
couldn't do it
Standards.
online or nothing though.
You would think, oh, here's the play right here. Man, for people that didn't see this, what a oh my
120 left, up 3.
Can you imagine?
The ice, the game.
How did Ben get there? Oh, my gosh, what a tackle. Look at the dive by the O-lineman, too.
Oh, and then
you had to lose your mind.
And then what happened here?
Tom.
What did the defense do here?
Oh, my God.
They got into field goal range, and then Vanderjack fucking just missed the field goal.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Our idiot kicker got liquored up, ran his mouth.
Yeah,
I'm out here throwing touchdowns to Jerry Rice.
There's an awesome video of like Cower and Jerome and everyone on the sideline just mouthing. He missed it, and like it was.
I mean, the Steelers' history is different. Ben
Oh
makes
yeah,
that tackle, obviously.
Colts history.
Oh,
completely different.
How'd this ball pop up? Oh god,
just helmet right on the ball.
Yep.
Gary Brad.
Hat right on the ball.
That's Gary B.
And it was Nick Harper who picked it up.
How pumped did you have
Also,
to be when
he
you realized
apparently
this ball popped
he
up?
apparently got stabbed the night before or something like that. So
what?
Who did?
Oh, I do remember hearing
Harper.
that.
Harper?
Yeah.
By like
He got
his
stabbed?
his like girlfriend or his wife.
Do
or
we
something
know
like
right
that?
now in this moment that he got
I don't
stabbed, or we
think
found
so.
out later?
Later, I think.
I remember that happened with. I don't remember it being him. I think wasn't there a running back that got stabbed in the leg by his girlfriend or something?
That also
maybe in
happened.
college.
Fucking Gary Brackett right on the helmet, right on the ball.
Shit.
Oh my gosh, what was Jerome thinking?
Oh my God! Like fall on it.
Loose pickle.
Oh no. Oh, this
Hey,
isn't
what
how it's
was-
supposed
what
to
was
end.
he thinking?
Watch this lineman at the end dive after Ben makes a tackle. That's my favorite part. Right. 73 or no, right there. Oh, that was pretty good. That would hurt. What do you do if you're Jerome?
Oh,
shit. Just hope he misses.
Pray to God.
I guess that's a positive thing. We'll end it on a positive thing for the
Yeah, yeah.
Steelers,
Thank
right?
you
For
for
the
that.
Steelers. Colts, positive play for the Colts as well, actually.
Well,
Just
not
didn't
really.
finish it. If Vanderjack makes that kick, it's different.
True.
That's why we love sports, isn't it?
It's the best.
Exactly right.
What if?
Boys, appreciate you. Pat will be back here in this seat tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said?
Yep.
Pat, appreciate you, buddy.
My boy.
Boys, all you guys, thank you guys very much. It's been fun driving up here. I'll be back, obviously.
Yeah, you
Over
crushed
here.
it.
I'll be back at times, driving back and forth multiple times. Pac-Man does this all the time.
But I got a little shorter drive
A
than
little
you.
shorter. Yeah. It's good. It's a good time alone, I think.
Yeah. No, it's always nice having a little drive. Do you want to maybe try and make a basketball for a little merch giveaway before you leave, or
I want Pac to make one.
Pascal? Yeah.
Whoa.
He's got the hockey. He's got the hockey jersey on.
I know.
And Pac's
So I
gonna
want-
be here tomorrow.
When this
Right.
clip goes
You're
on, I
right.
want Stoner to see it. No,
yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
you're
stand
not
up.
going to be here.
I'm going to
tomorrow.
throw this right in that hoop.
Okay, there you go.
Let's do it.
Is there any, okay.
There's two
What
more
about
down
the
there.
three things over there? Give the people a better chance.
Yeah,
to
why
win.
don't you? Yeah, throw one in there.
Right in here.
Yeah, for 10 merches.
Man, I need some chalk. My hands are sweaty.
Ooh, nervous. Uh-oh. Wait, shut.
Up.
Hold on.
Come on, AJ.
Bonus ball.
Bonus ball.
Super sweaty.
Why are you throwing it like a goddamn pitch?
There's a couple over here. There's a couple over here.
Bill's got a bunch of lie in his room in the back.
On the
if you
other
want.
on the other side of
That ball is.
AJ.
That ball had some stuff.
Over here on the other side of this box.
Lick your fingies like Drew Brees.
Yeah.
That's your guy, right?
Love it.
There it is.
Good ball.
We're throwing it 100 miles.
He is throwing it hard, though. I'll tell you that.
Here we go.
Tell Connor how to do it.
Let's go.
What is it? What are people getting? Merches?
Yeah, retweet this video for 10 merches.
Yep.
There we go. All right, boys, thank you, everybody. Pat will be back here tomorrow. Everyone that's watching, appreciate you. Take about 23 or whatever it's going to be, 24 hours. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.